at Rusty Bethel Drive. I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
It's What's Trending with Jimenita Swain and the Bahama Beauty at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas from Studio A. It all starts right now.
Hello and welcome everyone. It's Thursday, April 24th, and you're tuned in to the ultimate destination for all things lifestyle, entertainment, and everything in between. I'm Jimenita Swain, and you're watching What's Trending, the show where we bring you the latest trends, hottest news, and insider tips on living your best life. Whether you're here for fashion, food, fitness, or the latest buzz from social media, we've got you covered. Let's dive in. High-level diplomacy in Washington today, as U.S. President Donald Trump welcomes Norwegian Prime Minister Jonas Gahr to the White House. The visit comes amid rising global trade tensions following sweeping U.S. tariffs earlier this month, with Norway facing a 16% tariff on exports to the United States. Both leaders are expected to discuss economic cooperation, NATO priorities, and regional security. As global markets watch closely, this meeting could signal key shifts in transatlantic relations. On the home front, Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell is firing back at leaked documents from a U.S.-based Cuba archive, which claim Cuban medical professionals in the Bahamas are paid less by 20% of their contracted wages. Mitchell is calling the documents purloined and warns that they may be a part of a wider effort to sway Bahamian policy and undermine the country's sovereignty. Now, while he did not outright deny the wage allegations, Mitchell stressed that leaks lack proper context and urged caution against external attempts to influence Bahamian decisions as U.S. authorities weigh visa restrictions tied to Cuba's medical missions program. And it's Girls in ICT Day, celebrated every year on the fourth Thursday of April. This day was launched by the United Nations to inspire young girls to explore the world of information and communication technology. Why? Well, because less than 30% of tech workers are women, and we're here to change that. From coding to cybersecurity, Girls in ICT Day shines a spotlight on the incredible potential of girls in tech. It's all about breaking barriers, igniting curiosity, and encouraging the next generation of innovators. So, girls, grab those laptops, code your future, and let's make some digital magic. Well, coming up in today's show, the celebrations continue. We're chatting with some Carifta athletes. Plus, we got smart tips to keep you cool all summer long. And don't miss those wonder deals in the deal zone and that irresistible pull of our sensual notes. All that and so much more right after the break. You're watching What's Trending.
Good to glow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Get ready to loosen your belts and sharpen your taste buds. The Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation is back with its 4th annual Taste and Tell event, scheduled for Saturday, April 26th at the Western Esplanade. This culinary carnival promises a smorgasbord of Bahamian delights, from zesty sauces to tropical treats, all crafted by local food artisans.
This year's theme is Everything Bahamian. Everything Bahamian. This year's Taste and Tell aims to promote small and medium-sized Bahamian food processing businesses, bringing together over 40 food processors to connect with representatives from food stores, wholesale food distributors, owners and operators of restaurants, hotels, tour companies, and other tourist and domestic-related enterprises.
The day's festivities will feature food demonstrations, a pepper eating contest, a mixologist and chef competition, and BAIC General Manager Troy Sampson was also on hand for this recent launch and expressed his enthusiasm.
Seeing one of them
stayed and stale events. The pepper eating competition, I think the winner was paid $500. Right? Now, you come in that competition, just know your eye go water and your nose can run. So if you come in the pepper eating contest, come prepared. So even the drinks have to represent who we are as the people in our culture now. It's being put way out there so that people can come and see who we are.
BAIC Chairman Senator Darren Pickstock also emphasized the importance of this event.
The main objective is to help with the reduction of food imports. And as you know, that is very topical. And we at BAIC see that as a part of our mandate along with the Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources. And we are trying our endeavor to expand and ensure that we can reduce food imports into the country.
The event is free and open to the public, whether you're a foodie, a supporter of local businesses, or just looking for a flavorful adventure. BAIC's Taste and Tell promises a feast for the senses. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
Congratulations to the Bahamian Carifta track and field and swim teams from the sponsors of the ZNS Radio and TV Carifta Update.
Sprints, jumps, throws, and plenty of gold. Bahamian Carifta stars are rewriting records and flexing island pride with every explosive stride. And in studio, we have Jose Johnson and Cameron Hanfield. Joining us via Zoom from Grand Bahama is Micaiah Hitchman. Welcome to What's Trending, guys.
Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm happy to be here.
Well, it's great to have all of you here with us. So we're going to start with you, Jose, your first Carifta, and you came back home with gold. Congratulations to you. Can you walk us through the moment your event began and what was your mindset heading into it?
First, I just want to thank God for allowing me to go out there and perform my best. Going into my event, I just kept repeating to myself, this is my first Carifta, so whatever I do, I'll always be proud of myself. I also want to thank my family for the support they gave to me out there.
Awesome. And for those who may not know, I see you have more than one medal, but tell us what you got your gold medal for and what for the other medals for.
My gold medal was for long jump. I have 2 silvers, one for the 4x100 meters and the triple jump.
Awesome. So what was the first thing that went through your mind when you realized you had won your gold?
At first, I was shocked because, knowing this is my first Carifta, wasn't expecting to come out on top. But it wasn't the jump I wanted, but I'm still very proud of myself.
And we're all very proud of you as well. So what does winning at Carifta mean for you personally and as a Bahamian athlete?
It just means that I have what it takes to go there, perform, and win for my country.
Awesome. Now to you, Cameron, congratulations goes out to you and your team as well. When you got the baton from your teammate, what was the strategy for the race?
The strategy was to, take it out, make sure that we had a big enough lead so that we would win and get to the finals and hopefully break a record.
And let our viewers know what event you won your gold medal in when you participated.
I won my gold medal in the 4x4. And I won my bronze in the octathlon.
Awesome. So very busy. So when you realized, as we see from the screen, Egan, Breeze, Pass, Grenada, and Team Bahamas won, what was that moment like for you, knowing that you were a part of this winning strategy?
It was a very exciting moment for me, and I'm very proud for Team Bahamas for winning the 4x1 and 4x4.
Awesome. And now to you, Makai. What was your strategy in the mixed relay?
It was just to get out and hold my position. I know in my mind that I run an excellent second leg and just put all my faith in God.
And that final kick, where did you dig to find that extra gale?
It was just like knowing that this is my first Carifta and I will help our team to get a medal, especially being gold. So it was just very, very great experience.
And how does it feel to share that gold medal moment as a team?
It felt very amazing. You know, this being my first time making the Carifta team, coming out with a gold, it was very amazing. And just a little added, breaking the junior national record.
Well, congratulations again. Awesome performances by Team Bahamas overall. Well, for you, Jose, competing with the Bahamas on your chest, what kind of pride or pressure comes with that, seeing as you said this was your first Carifta?
Well, I wasn't nervous. I just know that I just knew that I had to go out there and perform my best for my country and know that there's no pressure, knowing that this was my first Carifta.
And similarly for you, Cameron, competing, representing the Bahamas on your chest, was that pressure for you, or was it just pride that came along with this competition?
It was pride that came along with the competition because people didn't really want me to do the event that I did, but I proved them wrong and won a medal.
Awesome. And for you, Makai, what about you? Was that pride or pressure in this competition?
It was pride, it was more excitement rather than nervousness. So coming out with the gold, it felt confident.
Great. So tell us, guys, what's next for you after this Carifta win? We start with you, Jose, then Cameron, and of course, lastly, Makaya.
I just want to, if there is any upcoming meets, I just want to PB in every meet. And hopefully go into Carifta next year. I'll be able to break that long jump and triple jump record.
Sounds good. What about you, Cameron?
Hopefully next year I make it and win as much gold medals as possible for the Bahamas and for myself.
Awesome, Makai.
Hopefully to qualify for the Pan Am Games that is soon coming up in the next couple months, and also to qualify again the Carifta next year for the individual race, hopefully.
Well, again, we here at What's Trending send all of you and, of course, Team Bahamas congratulations on all of your accomplishments present and in the future. From the high of heating up the track, we now move to cooling things down a bit. Cooltech Air Conditioning has been giving you advice on how to keep you cool this summer, and today is no exception. The Bahama Beauty offers some tips on how to keep your BPL bill low during this treacherous summer months.
Never install or use an AC that operates on more than 115 volts unless it's absolutely necessary. Choose an AC unit that operates off of an inverted compressor rather than a regular compressor. When using your AC unit during the hottest part of the day, increase your fan speed as high as possible. For more tips, visit Cooltech on Tonic Williams Darling Highway or email them at sales@cooltechbahamas.com. Store hours are Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 4:45 p.m. and 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. on Saturday. They're closed on Sundays. Telephone 341-4665 or 467-5663. Cooltech, technology to keep you cool.
Diet-friendly special.
What? You don't know what TDC is? Tourism Development Corporation?
You mean the Ministry of Tourism?
No, that ain't the same thing, but the Tourism Development Corporation helps in developing grow behemoth businesses in the tourism industry. You heard what they say, boy? But yeah, develop and grow. You don't know what all the things they do?
What does do?
Hey, check the website, boy.
Start your journey to ownership of our #1 industry today. Log on to tdcbahamas.com.
Authentic history of the Bahamas captured by 12 distinguished writers. Join us for the official launch of the new modernized Bahamian History High School textbook, which encapsulates the journey from whence we came to the modern Bahamas. Tune into this channel for the launch that promises to be educational, entertaining, and transformative as we celebrate our rich history pre- and post-independence.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
One spritz and you're unforgettable. Step into a world where fragrances speak before you do. The Perfume Bar is open and it's serving signature blends. So whether you're bold, breezy, or somewhere in between, there's a fragrance waiting to become yours. And guess what? They have skincare to keep that glass skin look all summer long. In studio, we have Charmaine Wright, Assistant Manager of the Perfume Bar at Old Fort Bay. Welcome to What's Trending, Charmaine.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here with us. And I know you have some great fragrances, but let's get rich with these products you brought here today. Dylan Turquoise is often described as fresh and playful. What kind of vibe would people get from this Dylan Turquoise
It
scent?
would give you a relaxed feel. So it basically makes you happy.
Oh, it has a beautiful bottle as well. So if you have that happy disposition, happy personality, this is a great compliment to that. Okay, and with notes like lemon, guava, and musk, it sounds like a vacation in a bottle. So what's your favorite way that this scent can be worn? Is it daytime, beachwear, night out, or something in between? How would you describe it?
Daytime, but it all depends on how you feel.
Oh, that sounds good. So you're gonna give me a little sniff. So obviously, it's like I said, a beautiful silver and turquoise bottle.
Yes. So it almost gives you a tropical feel.
Feels like you're on a vacation.
Yes, it does. So it makes you happy.
This is nice. I like this. I like this. And obviously, that's not the only thing you have with you today. So Eros Energy is a newer launch. So how does this one differ from the original Eros?
Well, this one is more fresh. So with the other ones, they're more aquatic, maybe spicy, but this one, because it has, like I said, it has 2 different lemons in it. Okay. Also bergamot that, gives the fragrance its fresh feel.
Now, you said earlier that the Dylan Turquoise is a tropical breeze. So what kind of mood do you think this Eros captures?
I would say laid back, a bit sexy.
Laid back and sexy.
Yes.
It smells smooth, though.
Yes.
It feels like it's a nice, subtle hint or aroma on the nose. It's not overpowering. I feel like that's like kind of evening, nice for the evening or anytime kind of wear.
Any kind of weather, but because it has lemon, it's more fresh, it's more citrus, it wears well in the heat.
It smells great. So now I know that you have skincare. So the Clarins Purifying Gentle Foaming Cleanser. What makes this cleanser different from the typical foaming formulas, especially for sensitive or oily skin types?
Because it's all natural, it's all more plant-based. Okay, so what it does, it helps to purify the skin, get rid of all of the imperfection that your skin have endured during the day.
Okay, that sounds good. And is this gentle enough for daily use, or how does it fit into our morning or evening routine?
You can use it on a daily basis.
For morning or evening, or just
morning
events?
or evening.
Okay, that sounds good. And tuna is often skipped, and this one's alcohol-free, right? So
yes.
How does this benefit the skin, especially in humid climates like the Bahamas?
Okay, what the tuna does, it takes away the shine, as well as with the tuna, once you've used the
foaming cleanser,
it resets the skin.
Oh, so that's to be a nice combination.
Yes.
And obviously hydration is key in any climate. So what makes the Clarins Hydra Essential a must-have for all skin types?
Okay, basically with the Hydra Essential, what it does, it resets the skin. It gives you a plump, rich look, as well as it quenches the skin. So it's putting the moisture that you've lost during the day back into your skin. And the good thing about it is it works while you sleep.
Oh, that sounds good. So that sounds like the triple threat.
Yes.
And so how should we apply the cream?
The cream, well, you would put it in your hands, warm it for about 3 seconds. After the 3 seconds, you apply it to
So it's like a pat,
face.
is a pat in?
Yes, you pat it in.
Okay.
And you apply it to the face, all over the face.
And so I get that nice plump.
Yes, but when you apply it, you pull back.
Okay, so
that you, yes, because you're getting rid of the wrinkles or the fine lines. You always try to, put it down.
That's good advice there.
Yes.
And remind persons where you are located again if they're interested in sourcing any of these products you shared with us today, or anything else that you may find they may find of interest.
We're in the Town Center Mall, Old Fort Bay.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's the easy place to find you. Open every day?
Every day, from 10 to 6 every day.
Awesome.
Every day except Sunday.
And they can come and look for you?
They can come and look for Charmaine.
Awesome, awesome. So if you want to see these products and more, stop into any of the Perfume Bar's locations. Thank you so much, Charmaine, for joining us on What's Trending today. We've got more right after the break.
If you would like to be a part of What's Trending, DM us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
We're so excited to be here in the Bahamas. We were lucky enough to be introduced to the expo by Ian Rule. He called us and said, we'd love to have you exhibiting at the expo. We saw it as a great opportunity to get down here and introduce the area to our compact catamarans.
This is the moment. May 1st and 2nd, Freeport is the move. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com.
Hello everyone, this is Tony Williams back with a special promotion for BahamasAir.com and GoGo Florida. The $100 deposit is back, but it's only on your debit card. So whether you're renting that sedan, SUV, or spacious minivan for group or family trips, keep your cash in your pocket. Only Dollar Thrifty is making it convenient for you. Your $100 deposit held on your debit card. Available at Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Book now and save big all summer long.
diet-friendly special.
Summer in the Bahamas. The weather is hot, but not as hot as the ZNS summer packages. Get ads on ZNS TV or ZNS Radio Network or the TV community page, or a combination of all three. ZNS has got you covered with great prices, whatever package you choose. Book before June 7th and get the local Federation Championship Baseball bonus full of all kinds of extras free of charge. Contact your account executive or call ZNS Sales at 502-3800 today. Hot summer package rates valid until July 31st.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of flood protection products. Our flood protection products are specifically designed to work together in order to create multiple layers of super strong protection. All these windows, doors, seams, and openings have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
If you've got termites and need to get rid of them fast, trust Rentokil Initial. With over 60 years experience in the Bahamas, the global brand, training, and expertise can't be beat. Only Rentokil Initial gives you a 3-year warranty and payment plan options on termite fumigation. No one can match the range of treatments we offer, such as fumigation, pre-construction treatments, termite monitoring, and more. No matter where you are in the Bahamas, we will come to you. When it comes to complete termite eradication, there's only one name, Rentokil Initial.
Authentic history of the Bahamas captured by 12 distinguished writers. Join us for the official launch of the new modernized Bahamian History High School textbook, which encapsulates the journey from whence we came to the modern Bahamas. Tune into this channel for the launch that promises to be educational, entertaining, and transformative as we celebrate our rich history pre- and post-independence.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's how we wrap up another trending day. Thanks for hanging out with us here on What's Trending. Remember, the conversation never stops. Catch up with us on Instagram at What's Trending on ZNS. Share your thoughts and let us know what you think should be trending next. We will be back on Monday at 6 p.m. with more headlines, highlights, and heat. Until then, stay curious and most of all, stay connected. Have a great weekend, everyone. See you later.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories.
Moxie confirming plans to run again in the upcoming general election. Also, the port president boasts on high investor confidence on Grand Bahama. And later, a rise in child abuse reports has caught the attention of the Department of Social Services.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
There's a lot more work that's left to be done, and that's why I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again because the work is not finished.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Minister for Grand Bahama and Member of Parliament for Pine Ridge, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, confirming with our ZNS News team that she will offer herself to run again in the Pine Ridge constituency in the 2026 general election. The minister touting a number of significant achievements during her first term in office. And while she admits there's still much to do, she tells our Shalia Rule that she is up to the challenge. Here's tonight's top story.
The 2026 general election is still more than a year away, but current members of parliament and aspirants are already declaring plans to run in various constituencies throughout the country. It was a question we posed to first-time parliamentarian Ginger Moxie, the current member of parliament for Pine Ridge, whether or not she has plans to run once again as a representative for that area.
I do plan to run again. I have been working assiduously in my constituency.
Appointed as the first female minister for Grand Bahama, Moxie's dual role focused on addressing legacy issues on the island while catering to the most vulnerable in the community. She has also been credited with spearheading a number of key initiatives aimed at revitalizing Grand Bahama with a strong focus on infrastructure and economic development. But in her constituency, the local MP says she heard the cries of her residents and continued to work on their behalf.
Deal with some issues that have been long outstanding, like in the Heritage subdivision with new parks, actually two parks, having the road done there at the fire station, having the speed bumps done that the community asked for. So
also focusing on key areas that have been overlooked, such as the Garden Villas area, the Minister for Grand Bahama, along with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal and the Ministry of Social Service, have cultivated a plan to revitalize the area, as some people in the community are living in despair, not being able to access power and running water. The Honorable Ginger Moxie says that they are completing the acquisition stages and demolition can be seen in just a few months.
Perhaps in the next 2 months or so, because again, when you're acquiring property and when you start to go through all of the legal work involved and finding others have interest in the property as well, sometimes it holds up things a bit.
And while there's still more work to be done, she says she is pleased with the progress thus far.
I know there are still needs. I know there's a lot more work that's left to be done, and that's why I'm doing it again. I'm doing it again because the work is not finished.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Well, the African Caribbean marketplace, said to be a game changer for Grand Bahama, is making progress. The Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, says that it has been a task with the acquisition process, as the bazaar has 13 owners. Thus far, the Minister for Grand Bahama says that the MOU has been signed by the Afrexim Bank along with the project preparation facility. Demolition is expected to happen in the coming months.
The issue with the bazaar, in terms of it having 13 owners, we have already gotten agreement to acquire the land itself, and so that is what we're finalizing now in terms of a payment for the land. And so that is happening. It was budgeted for, and so we're looking to complete that within, I would say, the next few weeks or so.
Moxie adding that this is a legacy issue that is being fixed for Grand Bahama that is expected to bring huge economic benefits.
it's a massive undertaking because it isn't just virgin land that we're using. We're trying to solve a problem that existed on Grand Bahama for so many years, over 20 years of the International Bazaar being in the state that it's in.
Despite the setbacks caused by natural disasters, Ian Rule, president of the Grand Bahama Port Authority, believes that the island is progressing. Speaking during an interview at the port headquarters, Rule says there are many signs that investor confidence remains strong. With nearly $3 billion worth of transactions in the pipeline, he emphasized that efforts are ongoing to sustain and grow Freeport's appeal as a business activity. Investor confidence remains strong in the island of Freeport, according to Port Authority President Ian Rule. Speaking optimistically about Grand Bahama, Rule highlighted that the $3 billion worth of projects currently in the pipeline is a clear indication that the island is moving in a positive direction with significant uptick in business activity. He acknowledged that while natural disasters are an inevitable part of life, especially with the realities of climate change, Grand Bahama continues to show resilience and remains poised for sustained growth.
As we stand now, various parties, the Port Authority, the government, the Chamber, tourism, all have been working feverishly to bring new business activities to Grand Bahama. And all the activities now happening took years.
He boasts that investor confidence on the island remains high, this as he shares a recent meeting with an investor who acknowledged visible progress on the island.
He asked me to come and visit him and to tour his facility. And he said that he is so thankful that we, meaning the Grand Bahama Port Authority and others, continue to press on to make certain things happen in the community, because he is now feeling significant activity in the tourism space, and he's spending a lot more money to develop his property, and also wants to buy other property to facilitate growth in his business. So he's just one of the few persons who have been connected and can see what's going on in the economy.
With major developments like the Sixth Census project underway, the U2 resort in progress, and Carnival Corporation's celebration key near completion, these and other initiatives represent a combined investment of nearly $3 billion. The port president, however, acknowledges some residents who may be impatient about seeing more done on the island, is urging the public to remain optimistic. In the meantime, he emphasizes that as investor confidence continues to rise, residents should focus on preparing and developing new skills to meet the growing demands.
Be positive and prepare yourself. And that could mean going to various classes, learning how to do bookkeeping, watching your various business shows on YouTube to understand the trends that are happening. Create something very special and unique. Even that doesn't exist in the Carnival Cruise Port, you'll be more inclined for people to actually want to use your service or come to support your business.
Meantime, Grand Bahama Shipyard is reporting that the first of its new dock is nearing completion and on schedule for delivery to Grand Bahama by the first week of November. The dock will mark an important stage in the transformation of the yard and its ability to accommodate all existing and currently planned cruise ships worldwide, as well as a broad range of other vessels. The first dock, named East End, is 357 meters long, 7 meters wide, and capable of lifting to 93,500 tons. The second, larger dock, Lucayan, is also progressing well and expected to arrive in 2026. David Scandilberry, shipyard CEO, says that the company is close to reassuming its position as a leading world-class cruise ship repair facility. The $600 million transformation project includes the construction, delivery to Freeport, and commissioning of 2 world-class floating docks, among the largest in the Western Hemisphere. This will allow the shipyard to have the largest lifting capacity in the world and service the entire range of cruise ships, as well as much of the world's commercial shipping fleets. Switching gears now, a rise in child abuse reports has caught the attention of the Department of Social Services, but officials say it signals progress, not crisis. As Child Protection Month continues, more persons are speaking out thanks to increased awareness and community outreach. The details in this report.
Children are speaking out.
Eradicating child abuse remains a top priority for the Department of Social Services. Assistant Director Fran Bryce says while there's been a notable rise in reported cases compared to last year, it signals positive progress, not a worsening problem, as more people are coming forward and speaking out.
There's more reporting this year, but normally that's because we have children knowing now that the abuse is an offense and it's okay. They feel that they have a safe space to report it.
Pointing to initiatives this Child Protection Month that include school visits and community walkabouts, Bryce says these ongoing efforts aim to educate the public and especially children on how to recognize and report abuse.
One of the things we always hear is the government can't tell me how to raise my child or beat my child, discipline my child. That is not what we're trying to do. It's the type of discipline that you're meting out to a child. Once there's broken skin, swelling, blood, you've gone too far, okay? So education is foundational.
Reporting is viewed as a shared responsibility with tips and alerts coming in from schools, the community, and local police. Once reports are filed, they're handled by social workers in the Child Protection and Welfare Divisions who are responsible for investigations, emotional support, and necessary interventions.
Some of the intervention may look like something as simple as providing counseling, assisting with shelter, assisting with food.
That intervention can include removing a child from the home, a step taken when necessary to ensure immediate safety. Chief Social Worker Pauline Bowen-Forbes says the department also focuses on addressing underlying family issues to support long-term stability.
When the social workers go in and do their investigations and they find that there are other situations that are occurring in the family unit itself, persons are referred to the Family Services Division, where we can be able to sit with those persons and be able to dissect the problem as it relates to looking at the various members of the family. One of the things is I want persons to understand that when they come in, any information that is given, it is held in the strictest of confidence.
Still to come.
When we come back, we highlight National Lab Week.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Catch the Easter sale at Esquire's during the month of April. Buy one suit and get a shirt and tie absolutely free. Give them a call today at 352-8816.
Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com. Calling all singers, musicians, songwriters, and music producers from Grand Bahama. The Ministry for Grand Bahama invites you to enter the Welcoming Home Grand Expo Song Competition. Win $5,000 for first, $3,000 for second, and $2,000 for third. Go to ministryforgb.com for competition eligibility and guidelines. Spring into savings and take advantage of Majestic Retail's Yellow Tag sale. Save up to 20% on smart TVs, tablets, Fire Sticks, mini split AC units, pedestal fans, and so much more. They're located in the bonded area. Call them at 351-3936. A deal is guaranteed at Majestic Retails.
Celebrate the incredible women in your life this Mother's Day. And don't forget the special offer from Cornet Bahamas. From April 16th to May 16th, enjoy a fantastic 35% off store-wide. That's right, everything you need to show your love and appreciation is on sale. Whether it's a heartfelt gift for mom, a treat for yourself, or something special for that amazing woman in your life, we've got you covered. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit any one of our stores today. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable with Cornet Bahamas.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Under the theme Mystery Machine of Diagnosis, another case solved by the lab, the Public Hospitals Authority are celebrating the life-saving efforts and devotion of the laboratory medical professionals throughout the nation. Following a ceremony hosted within the Rand Memorial Hospital's foyer, the Week of Commendation is a token of appreciation for the men and women behind the scenes who are committed to preserving the lives of every patient laboratory supervisor.
I extend my heartfelt appreciation to our organization and to each of you who have made the Laboratory Professional Week a reality. Your dedication and hard work are truly inspiring. We are incredibly grateful for your unwavering commitment. This week presents an opportunity for us to come together, to learn from one another, and to share experiences through networking, and to celebrate the remarkable work that we all do.
Patient Care Coordinator and Nursing Officer Ashnell Mizik was the keynote speaker at the ceremony, and in her message to the professionals in attendance, their hard work and perseverance are awe-inspiring.
Skilled, compassionate, educated professionals who knows the ins and the outs of the mechanics. Without them, we don't treat, we don't manage, and we don't save. In a world still reeling from the shockwaves of COVID-19, where burnt out and broken spirits are real, we need to remember something essential. We are all one body.
Plans are afoot for another March for Justice event come Tuesday of next week. The brainchild behind the group is prophetess Rosie Rackley. This is the second public march for this organization. The first took place some 6 years ago. March for Justice is supported by many civic organizations and churches, in particular the Grand Bahama Christian Council. Prophetess Rosie Rackley believes it is the responsibility of the entire nation to protect our children from any form of abuse, and today is appealing for community support in this venture.
What you are saying to this unseen enemy that we were dealing with, the conception of our nation, that we had enough and we are making our voice known. You're saying we are angry. We're standing with the innocent children who cannot give their voice, made their voice known, who cannot defend themselves, because 90% of the time the violation is from friends, it's from fathers, it's from uncles, it's from sisters and brothers, it's from neighbors, it's from close relatives. Very rare our children are molested or abused by those from far off.
Hundreds of residents turned out to participate in the March for Justice back in 2019. However, this year, Minister Veronica Farquharson is issuing a special appeal to corporate Bahamas.
We're asking you if you can allow persons from your office to come out, to purchase a shirt, wear the shirt, come and be a part of it. Persons who cannot drive, cannot walk, we're asking you that you can drive in your car. There will be an orderly fashion. There will be police officer who will be directing the flow of traffic. We just want Grand Bahama to know that we are unified on that day, and we just want to stomp out this malady that's been going on in the Bahamas for such a long time. We know it's probably going on in the world, but we want it to be stopped in the Bahamas.
And that story is making news. Sports comes your way next, but first, here's a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Grand Bahama, get ready. The Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition is back. Bigger, better, and bolder. Join us May 1st and 2nd, 2025 at the Grand Lucayan Convention Center for 2 days of business, networking, innovation, and opportunity. Dive into the latest tourism trend, connect with top industry leaders, and put your brand in the spotlight. Mark your calendar for May 1st and 2nd, the Freeport Business Expo, where business meets tourism. Register now at freeportbusinessexpo.com.
Island Manor Farm Store, in partnership with Prosperina AgTech, present raised bed gardening training. 3 weeks of hands-on learning for just $100. Classes start April 28th. Call 727-5222 to register. Spring into savings and take advantage of Majestic Retail's Yellow Tide sale. Save up to 20% on smart TVs, tablets, Fire Sticks, mini split AC units, pedestal fans, and so much more. They're located in the bonded area. Call them at 351-3936. A deal is guaranteed at Majestic Retails.
A new era is dawning in Grand Bahama. An opportunity, it's knocking louder than ever. Introducing Tract B, Bahama Reef Yacht and Country Club, Unit 1. A prime corner commercial property, footsteps from the Port Lucayo Marketplace, crystal clear waters, and white sandy beaches. This expansive 4.8-acre tract is zoned for commercial and multi-use development. Envision a thriving restaurant, a boutique hotel, or an entertainment hub unique to your vision come to life. You can live, work, play, and learn in paradise when you seize this rare opportunity today. Collaborate with DevCo and let's shape the future of Grand Bahama Island together.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports. Team Bahamas won 37 medals at the Carifta Track and Field Championships on the weekend over in Trinidad and Tobago. The team captured 16 gold medals, 13 silver medals, and 8 bronze medals. The 16 gold medals is the most since 1984, which was the last time the Bahamas won the Carifta Games. Grand Bahama athletes and coaches returned home yesterday evening to a hero's welcome at the Grand Bahama International Airport.
It was just a blessing, knowing that God performed, knowing that we've been training so hard all season for this exact moment, and going out there performing and bringing home a medal for our country is quite exciting.
I want you to believe that it's very pressuring out there. You're going to have a lot of tough battles out there. You're going to cry, you're going to be happy, you're going to win, you're going to lose. Trust me, it's all a mental thing right now. All you got to do is make sure you go there and go get it. If you fail once, that don't mean you can fail every other time. Like just like what I did, failed in the 100, 4x1, but I came back in the 4x4, got a junior national record, and got the gold medal.
It was good. I was one of the youngest athletes on the team. I still have another year under 17. It's good to get the experience, get to run, to see the different countries and competition. It's good to get around that environment and get ready for next year.
Amazing experience, I'd say. I didn't get the outcome that I wanted
per se, but overall it was a great experience. I was able to place in 2 of my individual events and help my relay team to come talk to. So it was a good experience overall, and yeah, I just like to say I dedicate this Carifta year 2025 to the Rowe family. For my friend lost her father, so Trinity, if you're watching this, whenever you do, I just want to say that I love you and you have my full support.
The experience was amazing, especially for being my first time making the team and coming back with 2 medals, especially a gold. It felt amazing.
I had a team of good coaches. I had a team of good athletes. They went down there, they dominated. They really, really impressed me. And I know they impressed the Bahamas.
Performance was exceptional. Actually, I made sure I came on the flight with them from New Providence because I wanted to ensure that we received them and welcomed them in the right way.
Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
The Ministry for Grand Bahama invites residents and Grand Bahamians everywhere to unite and celebrate our beautiful island in grand style at the Welcoming Home Grand Expo, July 2nd through 10th. It's a week of events that you cannot miss. Save the date and get ready for Welcoming Home.
My name is Shylock Edwards from S&D Coach Tours. Give you a wonderful experience on island of Grand Bahama. We had developed this tour about 28 years ago, and we offer full service, all right? We have a DMC company, and we also do airport transfers, hotel transfers, harbor transfers, everything you name. We are a fun-filled package experience where we have ATV experiences. It goes into the southern parts of the island, all right? We're looking at the heritage sites like Mermaid Pond. We have the big boiling hole. Also, we're gonna have the lighthouse. We're gonna go to those areas, of course. Then we're gonna take you to a picturesque beach in Williamstown, all right? Very, very popular beach there. And of course, we're gonna cater to all the vendors in that area as well. We're gonna inject a lot of funds into that area. S&D Coach Tours is located in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and the telephone numbers are 352-4007, sdcoachtours@gmail.com, and also you can find us on Twitter and Facebook.
Hey there, welcome back to Health Bites. Are you having trouble sleeping? Today we're going to be talking about supplements to help with sleep that aren't melatonin. One of the most underrated supplements to help with sleep is magnesium. Not any type of magnesium, magnesium glycinate or magnesium threonate. Magnesium helps you to get a deeper, more restful sleep and can also help with symptoms of anxiety and depression. Ashwagandha is an ancient herb that helps your body better manage and adapt to stress, promotes relaxation, and it can even help reduce stress hormones that can lead to weight gain. L-theanine is an amino acid that has a calming effect on the body that can help you to get a more deeper, restful sleep and also helps to promote mental clarity and focus. If you need help getting a better night's sleep, stop by your nearest Fitness Connection location or shop online at shopfitnessconnection.com.
Your one-stop gift shop downtown in the Culmerville Plaza. Handbags, accessories, and fragrances for men, women, and kids. Open Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Special orders and layaway available. Call 352-9554 for more info. They got everything you need and more.
Your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Yolanda Thompson-Everest. Thanks so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight is next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, a threat to tourism. Health officials stress the risk of children not being immunized against a common childhood illness. Also, education is key. And that applies to Bahamians arming themselves with knowledge about the country's new energy policy that will hopefully put an end to these dreaded load-shedding summers. And memories of a renowned Bahamian musician. Loved ones reflect on the life of a man who leaves behind a decades-long legacy. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. A decline in immunizations among children here in the Bahamas, troubling enough. But to hear a top regional health officials describe the situation as perilously low drives home the urgency for Bahamians to do something about it. Just think about it. As country representative for the Pan American Health Organization, Dr. Eldona Boisson stresses, if then a case of measles enters the Bahamas, there's a very high risk it will spread amongst children and even some unvaccinated adults.
We run the risk of an outbreak at this point in time, and that's not only going to affect health, as you're well aware, that was going to affect tourism as well. So what could we do? The answer is simple, ladies and gentlemen. We have to ensure that all children are immunized with 2 doses of measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. This will protect the children and it will prevent spread of this potentially very severe disease.
Now, for its part, PAHO is partnering with the Ministry of Health and Wellness for its vaccination campaigns where immunizations will be free, coupled with door-to-door efforts. PAHO, meantime, plans to administer an estimated 66.5 million doses of vaccines, including 2.7 million targeting measles during its vaccination week in the Americas. Now in its 23rd year, the initiative, starting this Saturday, April 26th through May 3rd, has so far led to over 1.2 billion people worldwide being vaccinated. PAHO Director Dr. Barbosa revealing in a virtual press conference today that vaccines saved 54 million lives worldwide over the past 5 decades, reducing child mortality by 41% in the Americas alone. For the year, the region has also, though, seen an uptick in yellow fever, with 4 countries reporting 189 cases so far, including 74 deaths compared to the 61 cases and 30 deaths reported in 2024. As for measles, PAHO cites that 1.4 million children in the region did not receive any dose of the MMR vaccine. Outbreaks have been recorded in communities where just 3% to 7% of individuals were susceptible, highlighting the risk posed by even small pockets of low coverage. In related news, Health Minister Dr. Michael Darvald's responding to assertions made by former National Security Minister Marvin Dames that officers from the Royal Bahamas Police Force deployed to Family Islands might be stretched too thin. That regarding the government's plan to train police officers to drive ambulances. Well, further, Dames warned that by doing so, we could risk serious safety concerns during emergencies. Well, the health minister confirming that there is a plan in place that trains these law enforcement officials to drive the medical emergency vehicles, and he offered this explanation for its implementation.
We are activating our medium and long-term plan, and that is to train more EMTs. As a matter of fact, we have a program that's about to start very shortly to train an additional 24 EMTs in the country. And we are hopeful and mindful that they would pass the international exam and be deployed to the Family Islands and to support the services here in New Providence and Grand Bahama.
Now, Dr. Darvald insists this is just a temporary measure, and recruitment and training of emergency medical technicians and drivers have already started.
What is happening is our ambulances are now being deployed in the Family Islands, and the training for the EMTs are not complete. And so in the interim, the Royal Bahamas Police Force will assist us, who will drive the ambulance, where our medical staff and doctors will be in the back of the ambulance to provide these emergency services to avoid this process of individuals in the Family Islands not have access to proper ground transportation that is coordinated with our air transportation.
Well, that very issue of police ambulance drivers leading to a locking of horns of sorts between the current and former national security ministers. The Honorable Wayne Munro charges that his predecessor Marvin Dames' latest attack on the current police commissioner's decision to use police officers in the Family Islands to operate ambulances isn't just uninformed, it's petty, bitter, and dripping with resentment. Munro adding that if Mr. Dames had an ounce of respect for the office of commissioner, he would have picked up the phone before picking a fight and know that the commissioner and her senior executive team had already briefed the opposition on the matter. Well, in other news, the Foreign Affairs Minister is issuing a warning, and it's based on the implication that leaked contract purporting to show the wages of Cuban medical professionals here in the Bahamas could threaten the country's sovereignty. The alleged stolen documents note just how much the Cubans receive on a monthly basis, with the remainder of their pay earmarked to the Cuban state agency. Minister Fred Mitchell questioned whether the intent of the purported document is to try and influence the Bahamian government's policies.
The Bahamas does not engage in any practices which are against international labor norms. That is clear. What I thought was interesting, if not nefarious, is you have some people out of the United States who say they're an NGO, non-governmental organization, and they have published purloined documents. They didn't get them with authority, as far as I'm aware. I've just raised a note of caution to anyone about accepting purloined documents without testing the context, the authenticity of those documents. And we are too gleeful in this present dispensation that as soon as somebody throws some material out there that looks as if it's accurate, we jump behind it and accept it for the truth of its contents. That's the word of caution.
It was the United States Embassy here in Nassau that pushed the issue to the fore at the time, charging that the Bahamas may unknowingly be contributing to Cuban forced labor. Fast forward to earlier this week, and the U.S. government warned that visa restrictions could be imposed on those officials viewed as complicit in what it termed a Cuban labor export system.
These people have in fact, or may have in fact, put at risk Bahamian officials who were simply carrying out their jobs and put at risk for things the authenticity of which has not been tested. And that's my concern. We are seeking as a country to avoid a shouting match with any other country. We are a small country. We believe that we have a right to exist and that we have a right to make our way in the world without putting up artificial and subjective criteria which would damage our ability to trade, to travel, and to move about the world as we should.
Coming up, Bahamian officials learn more about Ghana's agricultural industry. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Irresistible taste of a KFC big deal, some people will do anything. KFC, it's finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Easter celebrates generosity, and this bunny agrees. He's busy showing his generosity this season. At the paint place, we're having a 20% store-wide sale. Our gift to you: stop by and get colors that allow you to paint it right the first time.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
You're looking at a shot from above Old Fort Bay, where a number of homes sit on the waterfront. Our drone shot, courtesy of pilot Neville Smith. Welcome back. The government's mounted a public awareness campaign to shed more light on its national energy policy, with a meeting here in the capital last night and another in Grand Bahama this evening. As Altaviz Munnings tells us, the minister responsible is ensuring Bahamians understand why it's important for the country's future.
We are the only country in the region that still owns our utility sector 100%.
Wow.
And while that's good news, the energy sector still has a $500 million debt and a Bahamas Power and Light Company pension fund that's underfunded by more than $100 million. The Davis administration plans to calculate that equation into a positive result through its multifaceted national energy policy. If you ask Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, the only way the country's economy can advance is when its foundation is powered up through a successful energy policy. And that includes maintaining public-private partnerships coupled with the latest energy technology.
Our energy sector is something that is demanded by every single person and every single entity in this country depends on energy. They have been building the parts in country, keeping those transformers working, keeping our power on, while we just clicking on our air condition, clicking on our TV, clicking on our light, like, yep, it's on, no problems tonight, and chilling, but not knowing what it's taking. So fix it. How do you do that? If you have a $500 million debt, if you have a pension fund that these hardworking staff are relying on when they finally reach that age of retirement to enjoy their family and life and take care of their children, when you have $100 million underfunded, how do you do that? You have to get strategic partners that's going to bring the financing that you need.
As government encourages Bahamians to educate themselves on the new energy policy, residents, particularly those here in the capital, are hoping that this summer doesn't bring with it any of the perennial power challenges. During her appearance on Wednesday night's The Rundown with Clint Watson, Minister Colby Davis boasted that, believe it or not, BPL has been preparing for the summer months since February.
there's a summer readiness program, a maintenance program that they carry out where they turn off some of the engines, and they said the demand isn't as high, so we could shut this down and begin to do some maintenance work before the summer period. So just making sure we were on schedule and getting our maintenance done and being in a position where when that demand does come, we're ready to respond to it.
On the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Altaviz Mannings.
Well, Vice President of the Senate and Chair of the Bahamas Trade Commission, Barry Griffin, and Member of Parliament for West End and Bimini and Parliamentary Secretary for the Ministry of Grand Bahama, Kingsley Smith, all paying a courtesy call on Ghana's Minister of Food and Agriculture. The Bahamians were joined by Senior Manager at the Clifton Heritage Authority, Christopher Davis, CLX Logistics, and Afri-Caribbean Global Business Trade Show representative Robin Lightbourne and their Ghanaian partners.
I think Ghana can offer a lot. It's a new government in Ghana, and what we are looking for is partnering with other countries so that we can be able to expand our portfolio. And of course, Bahamas is one of the countries that we are looking up to. And I know Bahamas is the gateway to the whole Caribbean region. And so we're very grateful. And I also know that we have similar taste buds. And so it will be easier for us to market our goods there, same as you guys marketing your goods here. And so we're open for business, and I can't wait to be back to Bahamas.
Stay with us. The National Report continues after this.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Folk Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Do you ever just want more?
But wait, there's Marco's! Introducing the More Marco's menu, packed with your favorites starting at just $6. Like our warm, golden baked cheesy bread, crispy stuffed pozole. How about a hot, fresh, medium one-topping pizza? Subs, calzones, pizza bowls, and more. Starting at just $6. Certain restrictions apply. More variety, more value, more Marco's. Order today at Marco's Pizza, Bahamas.
Are you straight? Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
Bahamas Driving Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing something new.
Miss Teen Universe Bahamas pageant, now 3 days off, and that means contestants are busy rehearsing in hopes of being the one to ultimately wear the crown. Tonight, our Devontae Anna gives us a sneak preview from Paradise Island. Devontae?
Well, Makushla, we're at Atlantis Theater where in just less than 24 hours, the 9 contestants that you see here behind me on this stage will completely light it right up as they vie for the title of Miss Teen Universe Bahamas. Now, of course, beside me, I have the franchise owner, Miss Tia Thompson. Tia, good evening to you. Just tell us, what can audience members expect when they come to the Atlantis Theater tomorrow and then on Sunday?
Good evening. Well, tomorrow is the preliminary competition, so you know it sets the stage for Sunday. It's going to be so many beautiful costumes, talent. I mean, just lots of evening gowns, and I mean, the competition is going to be really stiff, so I'm excited to see what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah, and it's going to be very colorful, eh?
Yeah, definitely. This is the first time we're doing a national costume competition, so I think that's my most anticipated category, to see how creative the girls are, and also our first time doing talent. So, you know, I really want to see what the girls are going to come with. I think someone may be playing an instrument, so yeah.
So that means it's going to be good, but it's also going to be hot and steamy. The competition is going to be on the stage tomorrow, and of course on Sunday for the final night. But of course, we are told by Tia and all of the committee members and even the girls that they are definitely ready to get this show on the road. All right, get this show on the road. All right, so from Atlantis Theater, I'm going to send it back to you in studio, Makushla.
Well, thanks, Devonta. You certainly have us all hyped up for what's to come. On the other side, we'll toss it now over to LaDon and Marlena, who are going to give us a sneak peek of what's coming up in Access Now.
Well, Makushla, Devonta already has you and Malena hyped up, but I want to ask you, have you guys ever decided to, I guess, participate in a pageant? Makushla?
No.
No?
No.
Talent shows? Nothing?
My mom did Miss Bahamas once, but I always felt like I was probably too short for it to make sense. You can't, we are not the same height.
And the pressure, the pressure. Well, stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Diet-friendly special.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group presents the legends of Breaking Straight. Get ready for the biggest names in Bahamian music live on stage. KB, Funky D, Chino D, D-Ma, Sweet Emily, Simeon Alton, Veronica Bishop, and more like the Singing Bishop. Mark your calendars for Saturday, May 10th at the Farm, Marshall Road. Gates open at 6 p.m. General admission 80, VIP 120. Tickets available at Missouri, Bookkeeper, and at the Beauty Shop. Both locations: Skyboxes and Sky Park. Call ESC Distributors at 394-0819. Or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Saturday, May 10th. Come by boat and play and experience the legends of Breaking Straight. Brought to you by Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, ESC Distributors, Missouri, The Plug, The Beauty Shack, Bahama Sea, Bookie Brand, and Caribbean Wines and Spirits.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger with a flavor so secret it's almost too delicious to handle? Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new sweet and smoky barbecue cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time. Limited time. Limited time.
so excited to be here in the Bahamas. We were lucky enough to be introduced to the expo by Ian Rule. He called us and said, we'd love to have you exhibiting at the expo. We saw it as a great opportunity to get down here and introduce the area to our compact catamarans.
This is the moment. May 1st and 2nd, Freeport is the move. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com.
Family, friends, fellow musicians, and some who had simply been touched by his music showed up today for a memorial service for the late Elon Moxie. The 76-year-old singer, songwriter from Mangrove Key, Andros, known for his hits like Catch the Crab and Oh My Andros, died last month and will be laid to rest this weekend. Corval Pyfram has the story.
Jay Mitchell is one of those performers who rarely comes out to these kinds of things. But for this memorial service for the late musical great Elon Moxie, Jay said there's no other place he could have been. And so he paid tribute to his departed friend with song. While Nita, who calls Moxie a mentor, reminded that he did it his way. The turnout at today's memorial service was not overwhelming, but for those who came, many shared stories about Elon Moxie's humility, gentleness, and kindness. A giant and legend, the Andros boy who took the big yard wherever he went. Labor and Public Service Minister Pia Glover-Roll remembers a time Elon, who's her cousin, lived with her family.
He would rise early, head out into the day, and return to us in the evening with a quiet energy. Then the music would begin again. That guitar, that voice, so melodious, so moving, echoed through our home and into our hearts.
His music was full of color, culture, and character rooted in the land and lifted by love.
We'll miss you, my brother, and my hope is that Father Abraham would welcome you along with the angels, into the bosom of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Other members of his family, daughter Ashante, and other artists also sharing memories while assessing his legacy.
He was a giant man, like in heart, in spirit, giving, if it was like his last dollar, he would, no hesitation, no questions asked.
Well, I think Elon should be remembered as one of the greatest legends of Reagan-scape in this country.
Not even realize he was really funny. He was a funny guy, and hey, man, may his soul continue to rest in peace.
Father, I surrender my faculty to you. And I ask that you would use me to speak your word to this people this day. In the name of Jesus. Amen.
Eaton Elon Moxie, born June 4th, 1948, and died on March 28th, 2025, will be laid to rest this Saturday in his beloved Mangrove Key, Andros. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfram.
And that there does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Authentic history of the Bahamas captured by 12 distinguished writers. Join us for the official launch of the new modernized Bahamian History High School textbook, which encapsulates the journey from whence we came to the modern Bahamas. Tune into this channel for the launch that promises to be educational, entertaining, and transformative as we celebrate our rich history pre- and post-independence.
Good to grow, keeping you in the know, keeping you in the know. God, it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
Nestled in the Moss-Town settlement, Bahamaland Farms is making waves on Exuma's local agricultural scene with its dedication to cultivating high-quality fresh lettuce.
Romaine, as everybody knows as well, iceberg lettuce. We do want to continue to grow different species of lettuce, not just stick to the same main three. At some point, we do want to start growing, like I said, tomatoes, onions, different forms of herbs, mint leaf, all these different forms of produce.
Crop Supervisor Kimani Clark also shares what the farm hopes to achieve in the future.
Now, another thing that we wanted to get into is building hydroponic systems in schools and have shown them how to maintain it and so on and so forth, so they could have that not so normal agriculture experience in school. Most classes in agriculture, they don't get to experience the hydroponic way of high-tech way of growing produce and so on and so forth. So that's another thing we're looking at for the time being.
The farm has become a key supplier for local restaurants, promoting farm-to-table dining and enhancing food sustainability on the island.
We've been mainly focusing on well-known restaurants and hotels such as Ranald's, Tim's on the Bay, Peace and Plenty, Cocoa Plum Bistro, so on and so forth. We do want to expand to a lot more small local business. Any local business that needs produce, we want to expand and focus on them as well.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Leah Cooper.
It's Girls in ICT Day, and it's all about information, communication, and technology. The story straight ahead.
And BTC Wi-Fi on local bus systems is named a game changer. Details are ahead.
Plus, the government high school holding a careers fair as part of the institution's centennial anniversary.
And coming up in sports, Griffith swimming champs are back in town.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Congratulations to all the women in ICT. Listen, you are changing the landscape, literally, of the sector. And today, we salute you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm LaDawn Davis.
And I'm Marlena Leonard. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
The voice you heard before ours was that of our General Manager, Clint Watson, congratulating all those celebrating Girls in ICT Day. So congratulations.
You know that includes us, LaDawn.
Definitely so. It sure does, Marlena. Girls all over the world who have an interest in or are entering the industry are celebrated on the fourth Thursday of April each year. And so are the women who actually work in the field. As the General Manager said, we salute you. So let's take a dive right into the news, shall we? Today is a day to celebrate and promote an area that's occupationally non-traditional. Women in information and communication technology, female students from public and private schools across the country were pushed to dare to be different at the International Day of Girls in ICT.
This moment is personal for me. I have had the honor of being part of the very first planning committee that brought Girls in ICT to the Bahamas 10 years ago. So 10 years ago I was a little younger, but I was still as motivated and passionate as I am today about Girls in ICT. Yes, 10 years ago, a few of us sat in a room and asked, how do we get our girls to see themselves in tech? We knew you were out there, brilliant, bold, curious, and capable, and we wanted to create a space that you could shine. And today, I look around and I see just that.
IRCA's Director of Electronic Communications, Nicole Watkins, and CEO of Bahamas Power and Light, Tony Seymour, who showed up despite a broken ankle, both proved the perfect picture of resilience during their keynote speeches to the attendees.
As females in STEM, ICT, and male-dominated fields, you will get knocked down, discouraged, and ridiculed. You will have to learn from an early age to push through in spite of the naysayers, the failures, and the obstacles. It will not be easy. As a matter of fact, some days it will seem impossible and insurmountable. And some days you will have a valid excuse not to show up. But I came here today in a wheelchair to tell you it is on those days that you must.
The Bahamas catching up to neighboring countries this month with the introduction of Wi-Fi on public transportation. It's a move Bahamas telecommunications company officials are calling a game changer for jitney passengers. Our Danielle Dean has the story.
The revolutionary change of wireless internet connection on local trusted public buses has been in effect for roughly a month now.
We worked on that probably for the last 8 to 9 months and very happy that it finally came to fruition.
Director of Business to Business with BTC, Delmaro Duncombe, says, though, as for taxi and delivery drivers, another plan has to be made. But for right now, the company is sticking to the goal of modernizing at least 150 buses.
It may be free to use, but it ain't free to deliver, right? So we have to figure a way, some sort of a palatable way, where it makes sense for both taxi driver owner, delivery plate owner, and also for us as a business. Once that is done, we'll come back to the drawing board and we'll see how we can, further expand the initiative. But the idea there is for us to be able to provide free Wi-Fi to customers within some relative realms, right? Because you don't want them streaming movies and all this other stuff, right?
Duncombe brags, since the Wi-Fi has been added to over 70 public transportation vehicles, the response has been nothing but positive.
We've received reports of students doing homework on buses with laptops, and people being able to keep in contact with their loved ones and families. So we are already seeing the benefit of it, so much so we've been contacted by a number of the public transportation associations around expanding the program.
The dream was for everyone to have a bus ride where they can be productive and stay connected. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Thanks a lot, Danielle. Well, a young Bahamian receiving a life-altering surgery to remove a tumor caused by scoliosis at a hospital in Colombia on February 27th. The teenager, along with his mother, spoke with me about his challenges, surgeries, and recovery efforts. Here's the story.
The tumor was on me for 10 years, so I got glad it was gone.
That's a relief. 15-year-old Shet Hanna, who for about a decade carried around a 31-centimeter tumor on his spine, prohibiting him from enjoying all the everyday activities of a typical teen. But after 5 surgeries at Lorena Sofia Hospital in Colombia, Shet's tumor was successfully removed.
It was rough. For 10 years, I couldn't walk properly. I wanted to play basketball, but I couldn't. I wanted to play with my friends, but I couldn't because I got this thing on my back.
Shet's mother, Alexis Johnson, says she now has to come up with about $90,000 or more to pay off those surgeries after exhausting all medical options here at home and abroad.
We had 2 doctors' opinions, but they did not want to touch him because they didn't have the equipment there and they didn't want to take that risk of something happening to him if they did decide to move forward with surgery. So that's where the option of going to the United States or Colombia was presented to us.
Johnson says although Shet's road to recovery has shown positive signs, it will take about a year for her spine to fully heal. The bright spot is that her son's football-sized tumor was non-cancerous.
2 to 3 months, he'll have to come in for regular checkups. Also, with the neurofibroma, that is something that he will be having to take tests for the rest of his life to check on it to see if any tumors come back or there's any other genetic issues.
Anyone hoping to donate to Shet's medical expenses can do so at First Caribbean Carmichael Road branch at number 2017-58951, to Alexis Johnson, transit number 09736.
Great story, Ladon. Of course, we're wishing Chet a speedy and successful recovery. Well, as the government high school continues its celebrations marking that historic institution's 100th anniversary, alumni from the graduating class of 1982 put together a special Careers Day fair for the school's current 11th and 12th graders. Today's fair brought students face-to-face with professionals in higher education, law, fire services, and law enforcement, auto mechanics and electrical services, plus much, much more. Barber Ian Clark of Fresh Cut Barber Services was also there to field questions about his profession.
We're just here at the government high school today to teach these kids that barbering is a profession. It's a billion-dollar industry, and it's a great profession for them to get involved in.
This day was important for us because we realized the lack of opportunities that currently exist, not only in our country but worldwide. And so we thought it important to have a day like this for our kids to prepare them so that they don't go about graduating and then trying to find out what they want to do, who they want to be. And so we thought it's very important to do this today.
Students can come and engage in various career paths, learn more about it, and I think that's awesome because it gets them to, it sparks in them, hopefully, an opportunity to think big and dream big.
Well, that was Vice Principal at GHS, Melissa Evans-Roll, talking about today's fair. But we also spent time with students as they were introduced to the opportunities awaiting them in the maritime sector.
I want them to know that there are over 870 career opportunities in the maritime industry.
I think it's a good area to go in because you could branch out into law enforcement, like the defense force. You could also work for the police force, you know. And it's a good way to make money.
I think that it's a good opportunity for everyone to get to basically like see what they want to do. It helped me out a lot because I was looking forward to one of these. So it basically gives me more of an option and a clear path to where I want to go, just to look and see what's there and to sign up, you know.
Contestants of Miss Teen Bahamas Universe getting a chance to explore the islands they hope to represent after clinching the local title this Sunday. This time they hit famous no-name Key in Abaco. If it was there, they discovered Big O's and got to bask in the sun and enjoy some fun. And for those of you left wondering, Big O's is a restaurant ravaged by twin catastrophes, Hurricane Dorian and COVID-19. As General Manager Marvin Cash tells it, their resilience stood the test.
In the reins of rebuilding and coming back with Abaco rebuilding and everything going on, we hopefully could. There's a lot we can add, but there's also like we can offer Bahamian food, Bahamian cuisine. We have kayaks, we have jet ski rentals up and coming, and we have a ferry service that shuttles you back and forth from Treasure Key or Green Turtle.
And still to come, we have both the St. Anne's School alumni and the Long Island Association live in studio with us tonight, so keep it locked.
The administrators, teachers, and students of L.W. Young Junior High School hosted an entrepreneurship exhibition under the theme, Embracing Future Entrepreneurs with Taste. The school body welcomed a host of dignitaries, including Member of Parliament for the Foxhill constituency and Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell, who encouraged students to seize the wide range of entrepreneurship opportunities available to them.
9 million U.S. and other international tourists pass through the Commonwealth of the Bahamas every year. And if you just get $1 from each of those 9 million, how much is that? So there must be something you could sell them for $1. And that's, I think, the lesson they're trying to get you to understand, that there is an opportunity for those who come here to see the beauty of our shores and the culture of our country.
Keynote speaker Mr. Toi Wei, the deputy chief of the Chinese embassy, highlighted the relationship between China and the Bahamas.
The Chinese government has provided the government scholarship and various training and exchange program to Bahamian young people. So we welcome, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome again more Bahamian young friends to observe China with their own eyes, to measure China with their own steps, and become a new generation of ambassador of China-Bahama friendship.
Johnna Lee McIntosh for Ed Talk.
Happy Girls in ICT Day. I am honored to be one of us.
Welcome back. You're looking at a live shot in the area of the Office of the Prime Minister in the West Bay Street area, across the way from the Golden Resort. Great shot by our drone pilot, Big Ned, with the steady hand. He's the only one flying out there tonight because we're not taking any flights, unfortunately. But what we are doing is bringing one of the islands to you. So when we talk about the Long Island Association Fair, we know your mind goes straight to that tasty, juicy steamed mutton. Well, unfortunately, we don't have any of that tonight, but we do have two members of the association, Deandra Cartwright and Henderson Burrows, who will tell us all about the plans for the fair. Welcome to Access Now.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. So can you tell us a little bit about the Long Island Fair? How long has it been in existence?
Well, it's been in existence, I guess, for what, 40 years now? Maybe. Quite a long time.
Amazing.
Yes.
Now, if I'm correct in assuming it's kind of around the time of the Long Island Regatta,
well,
why that choice for the timing?
It's always the first Saturday in May, and it's geared towards helping to raise funds for the regatta, but we do also do other projects all through the year.
It's our major fundraiser.
But it's a major fundraiser.
Exactly. So it primarily funds what we need for regattas. A lot of persons don't actually know about what all is required to put on a regatta. And so the Long Islanders Association, along with the Long Island Sailing Club, is primarily responsible for putting on that much-loved event. But as Henderson said, we do a lot of work in our community on Long Island and with Long Islanders, no matter where they may be. And so that could be through cultural heritage programs, educational opportunities, through scholarships, to even if somebody has had an emergency that if we can help with in any way, we try to do that. But it all takes money, so.
Amazing.
Yes.
So you get to do all of that while having a fun time. I think people, like you said, don't really realize what goes into planning these things.
Yes.
Really quickly, could you give us a taste of what goes into planning something this big?
Oh, fair?
Sure,
Yes.
yeah, let's do that.
Well, it takes quite a while, I'd say several months. And this year, we have Sharon Dean, who's sort of spearheading the coordination of the different booths and all that. So we've been planning now for several months. We have in our last meeting on Monday. So we're getting all geared up.
It's coming.
Yep.
It is coming, and we've actually been circulating some videos so that the public can actually see what all we've been doing to prepare for this. So we have snappers coming in from Long Island.
Yep.
We have buckets of conch batter being prepared by Keith Carroll. People lined up all the way to Kelly's, I was told last year, to get their batch of conch fritters. But it is a lot because you have to, of course, bring together those who know how to arrange the property, and Henderson is really good with that, logistics. But also it's about what are we providing. And can we talk about a little bit more about what to expect?
Yeah, so the featured attractions this year for sure.
Of course, of course.
Long Island mutton.
Of course.
I was gonna ask what's unique about it, but there you go. And if you say the lion and mutton, that speaks for itself. I think everybody's gonna be lining up.
We have that all lined up. It's of course, our own Long Island grown mutton. We have 800 pounds booked.
Oh my God.
Yes.
So
people are serious about their mutton.
The preparation has started because, you know, it takes a lot of time and preparation to be done properly.
Amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, I had it once 2 years ago, and I'm still thinking about it. But so make sure that I can get it. When and where is it going to be?
So next Saturday, the 3rd of May, starting at 12 o'clock on R. Bailey Park until, as Henderson said, we're going to have so much out there. So you're going to have mutton, you're going to have fish, you're going to have jerk pork, you're going to have roasted corn, you're going to have wings and things, but also it's a family affair. So you're going to have things to do for all ages, including our children. So we're going to have a kiddies corner.
The whole eastern side is for the kids.
Right, so bouncing castle, face painting, things like that. But you're also going to have plants, pastries, sweets, drinks, everything that you think of a grand time, it will be at our fair.
Amazing.
And we're doing a big bingo game this year, and we've added a white elephant stall. We used to have that years ago, but now it's come back.
So much to see. Well, DeAndre and Henderson, thank you so much for coming to us tonight.
It would be remiss if we forgot to mention we are also doing a raffle, of course, with our #1 prize being a Kia Sonnet 2025. We have over $40,000 in prizes. Tickets are only $5 each, and a book is $50. So just contact your nearest and dearest Long Island Association member. We'll be sure to sell you one of these.
Amazing. Well, best of luck with the fair. I will certainly be there if you say the mutton's going to be there.
Yeah.
For us, we're going to have to hand things over to LaDawn, who is standing by with the St. Anne's alumni. LaDawn?
Right.
Thanks, Marlena. As said earlier, St. Anne's School alumni joins me in the person of Brent Wong, class of 1999, and Anika Major Hanna of the class of 1992. Lady, gent, welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Thank you for having us.
So, Anika, talk to us a little bit about some of the events, I guess, on tap to actually celebrate your 70th anniversary.
Yes, thank you for asking. We are celebrating 70 years of excellence in education, and one of the things that we decided to do to kick off our events of celebration for the year 70th year anniversary is to combine our motorcade with our school, our current students, and our alumni of the classes straight on up from class of 59. That's the first graduating class, and we will have students there, which will be in the person of Mr. Granville Brown, our first head boy, and Mrs. Eugenia Thurston, our first head girl, who will be part of our motorcade.
And Mr. Wong, Brent Wong, tell me a little bit about some of the more notable alumna of St. Anne's.
Well, a few that come to mind off the top of my head would be Dr. Dwayne Sands. You also have Debbie Bartlett. There are a few others, but because they are in, how do I put this? They're in a similar space in the media. Yes. I'm not going to do that here, right? Because we want to stay on good terms with ZNS, right? But there are quite a number of people who are in directorships and, you know, chief of operations in different companies. But the thing is, you typically won't know that because that's not the first thing that they introduce themselves with. So you find out about who they are, you find out about what they're currently doing, and then afterwards you find out that they're a Blue Wave.
All right, so 99 and 92 was a pretty long time. What was it like for both of you attending Blue Wave Country?
For me, that's the only school that I know. So I started there in grade 1 all the way up to grade 11, and I say that because class of 92 was the last class to graduate in the 11th grade. And then there was no 93. So they skipped a year and then they graduated in grade 12. So for me, we had life, we had vibrancy, we had excellent educators, and that's what still remains at St. Anne's, and that's why I am so proud to be an alumni, because it carries, the tradition continues even after. And when you speak with other alumni from the school, you find out that they had the same experience, and so you know that something great is happening on that campus from 59 or from 55 when it started, from humble beginnings under Dilly Tree, and to now where we are.
And I know you guys have a motorcade this Saturday.
Yes, we do. Our motorcade is on Saturday. It starts on the Holy Hill of St. Anne's Fox Hill. It starts at 9:30. We will go through the streets of New Providence, and we continue on to Prince Charles, then on to Robinson Road, Blue Hill Road, taking it on to Navy Lion, Bay Street, Mackey Street, Wolf Road, Burnett Road, and back to the school. And at the school, we will have events that we are currently going to do with our current students versus the alumni. We're going to have baseball with our junior baseball championship winners, and we're also going to have some basketball rounds. But to highlight the whole event in the evening, we're going to have our Battle of the DJs with Dion the Butcher, who's class of 86, and Dylan the DJ, class of 2025, our head boy.
All right, Anika, Brent, thank you guys so much for joining us on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now. All the best to you in the Blue Waves on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Let's take a look at what's coming up in sports.
Challenge accepted. Team Bahamas remains supreme and returns home in style. Details of that story and more up ahead in sports.
Get ready! You Be Fit Fun Run Walk Bike Skate Push Race Weekend is coming! April 25th through the 27th. Complete your 5K, 10K, or 15K virtually. Or join the big race at the Oaksfield campus on Saturday, April 26th at 6 a.m. Form a team and register at Chapter 1 Bookstore or online at ubfit.ub.edu.bs. Thanks to our title sponsor, Doctors Hospital Health System. Platinum sponsor, Baker Tilly. Gold sponsors, Island Law, Commonwealth Bank, and Fidelity Bank. Bronze sponsor, Shell Western Supply and Trading Limited. Additional sponsors include Deloitte, J.S. Johnson, BWA, Commonwealth Fury Limited, Nassau Agencies, Bahamas First, NUA, Caribbean Bottling Company, John Bull, Thompson Trading, Leno, Walk-In Clinic, and BTC. You Be Fit Year 8, Saturday, April 26th. For more info, call 424-8887.
Shop Smart Department Store, your miracle right here at number 122 Marquis Street is having a 25% off everything Easter sale. Hop on into Shop Smart. We're open Monday to Saturday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. for your shopping convenience. So take advantage of these sales we have going on or visit us at www.shopsmart242 to place your order. Shop Smart, we're here for you for whatever season of your life.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Celebrate the incredible women in your life this Mother's Day. And don't forget the special offer from Cornet Bahamas. From April 16th to May 16th, enjoy a fantastic 35% off store-wide. That's right, everything you need to show your love and appreciation is on sale. Whether it's a heartfelt gift for mom, a treat for yourself, or something special for that amazing woman in your life, we've got you covered. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit any one of our stores today. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable with Cornet Bahamas.
Today we celebrate Girls in ICT Day, a day to shine a light on the incredible women breaking barriers in information and communication technology. From coding and cybersecurity to digital media and broadcasting, women are making waves, telling stories, and leading innovation in powerful ways. Whether you're behind the camera, on the mic, or editing in the studio, broadcasting is ICT. And women are owning that space with creativity, skill, and vision. But let's be real, there's still a long way to go. Girls and young women need more access, more mentorship, and more opportunities to thrive in tech and media. So today, we're not just celebrating, we're encouraging. If you're a girl with a story to tell or a tech dream to chase, go for it. We need your voice.
Congratulations to all the women in ICT. You are literally changing the landscape of the sector, and today, we salute you.
Welcome to your Thankful Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Eugene Stewart. Well, after an exhilarating 4 days on the waters, Bahamas Aquatics continues to wear the region's swimming crown. The 7-time defending champs were welcomed home last night, and our Shane Stubbs dives into the action.
Team Bahamas arrived home to a hero's welcome from Trinidad and Tobago from the 38th Annual Carifta Aquatics Championships. The vibes are certainly high here at the Lyndon Pinling International Airport, and waiting to greet them was the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Davis.
I want to thank the President of the Swim Federation and his executive team, the coaches who put in all the long hours, the commitment, the dedication, and the sacrifice to see that our children be the best they can be in the swimming world. You know, very often what we hear about our young people today in our country isn't always flattering. But we need to lift up these young men and women here to our whole society to see what good comes out of the Bahamas.
The Bahamas Aquatics Federation President Algernon Cargill and the Acting Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Keith Bell, also giving remarks.
We made it 7 in a row. We know 7 is a magical number. 7 is a biblical number. It's very symbolic. So let's not stop at 7. Let's not stop at 8. We're going to continue this as long as you have the energy to represent the Bahamas.
We celebrate much more than medals. We celebrate discipline, sacrifice, and national pride, embodied by every swimmer standing before us this evening. You have trained relentlessly, completed fearlessly, and proven that Bahamians can shine on any stage.
Now, Team Bahamas finished in the standings with 979 points and a total of 74 medals, and they've got their eyes set on title number 8, according to team captain Ayrton Monker.
And, you know, as some of us on this stage, you know, was our last Carifta, and we got the win. I hope you younger swimmers are inspired to keep this streak going and alive, and, you know, to continue the greatness of the Bahamas, you know, dominating in swimming.
And now the talk is going into 2026. It's 8 straight. Just wait. For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
The sails were up, the pressure was on, and the energy was electric in Elizabeth Harbor as the Class C sloops hit the waters for their Cup Race showdown. Remiko Knowles is on the ground in Exuma and has the dramatics in this report.
The turquoise waters of Elizabeth Harbor coming alive opening day of the 69th Annual National Family Island Regatta taking place in Georgetown, Exuma, as 37 sloops in the C class and 34 sloops in the E class took to the seas in a thrilling showdown of Bahamian sailing talent. All eyes were on Stephen Knowles of Long Island, who dominated the day aboard Sassy Sue, sail number 10, claiming first place without penalty. His precise maneuvering and experience made the difference in a fleet filled with seasoned skippers. Coming in a strong second was H2O, sail number 47 of Exuma, skippered by Efford Kemp. Kemp kept steady pressure on the front runner throughout the race, but couldn't quite reel in Knowles. Abaco's crazy partner, sail number 18, helmed by Andrew Willoit, rounded out the top 3 after a solid performance that reflected the island's growing reputation and competition. The sailing continued in the E-Class division as 34 boats vied for top honors in the Ministry of Works Cup, proudly carrying the spirit of their home ports across Elizabeth Harbor. It was Long Island's Lady Anne Marie, sail number 12, skippered by Crystal Cartwright, who led from start to finish in a commanding fashion. Cartwright's poise and tactical sailing secured a flawless 1-point performance, placing him firmly atop the leadership board. Hot on his stern was Lady Kayla, sail number 17 of Exuma, skippered by Joss Knowles. The hometown sailor delivered a solid performance, navigating well in shifting winds, but ultimately had to settle for second. Exuma also claimed third with Emmett Knowles at the helm of Mako, sail number 29, making it a strong day overall for the host island. Competitive field and costly penalties, Long Island's early bird sail number 39, Exuma's Miss Agnes, sail number 22, rounded out the top 5. The opening day is in the history books, but there's plenty more racing ahead. Reporting from Georgetown, Exuma, from the National Family Island Regatta, for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Remiko Knowles.
And that's been your Thankful Thursday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Eugene Stewart. Stay tuned. We've got weather when we return.
Alive Business is giving you a chance to win a brand new office suite, compliments of custom computers, Boss, Huawei, and Royal Bank of Canada. It's simple. Just pay your Alive bill on time and keep your account current or sign up for Alive Business Fiber. Boost productivity, enhance your office space, and take your business to the next level. Don't miss out. Stay connected, stay current, and you could be the big winner. For more information, call the experts at 242-601-8911.
Here at Solomon's, we don't just believe in great brands. We believe in creating unforgettable memories and celebrating everyday living with you and your family. Every aisle is filled with all you need. A great value with a variety and a selection of all your favorite groceries and products. Saving you time and keeping you on a budget. Great food changes everything. Shop at your local Solomon's for food, for family, for you.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant back again with another episode on the do's and don'ts at a service station. Let's go. What you ain't gonna do is just pull up to any dispenser and put the nozzle inside your car without reading the signs. Because if you put the wrong fuel inside your car and the car mess up, you can be mad at us, all right? And then you have to walk or catch bus for about 3 to 18 months. What you're supposed to do is read the signs. We place signs all over the dispenser to tell you which fuel is which. Because you put the wrong one and your car say bop, and you could be mad at us. You could be, oh, what happened to my car? No, it's you who ain't read. It say diesel, diesel, one word, diesel. Your car up, and you mad at us. Read, that's all you have to do.
Large label oranges, 2 for 99 cents. Join the new Super Value Quality Points Program at any Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
Matea Cunningham, and this has been Let's Talk Socials. Happy Girls in ICT Day. From Let's Talk Socials to you.
It's time now for your Access Weather Forecast. We had an upper-level trough which dumped some showers over the northwest and central islands late last night and this morning. Now, those showers have since moved to the west of us and pushing through the Florida Keys. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we bulk up your business. In the northwestern parts of our country tonight through Friday, easterly winds at 12 to 18 knots, the wave heights around 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. Low tide will take place at 9 minutes past midnight, with a second low tide at 6:11 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands tonight through Friday, northeast to east winds 15 to 25 knots, with those rough seas continuing at 5 to 8 feet. So we maintain that advisory in place for the central and southeastern islands into Friday. And then on Saturday, we will see a significant reduction in those winds. They become northeast to east at 10 to 15 knots in the northwestern parts of the country. Wave height subsiding 2 to 4 feet, so we will drop the caution flags on Saturday for you. Now the high tide, that will take place at 7:03 in the morning, with a low tide at 1:16 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands, winds reducing there as well. Northeast to east, 12 to 18 knots. Wave heights at 3 to 5 feet, so that advisory will dump down to a caution flag. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather update. Ladon and Malina.
Thanks a lot, Basil. So what's up next, Malina?
Well, we've had a full show tonight, but you know what we haven't had yet?
Yes.
It's time for us to see what's happening with Matea Cunningham and Let's Talk Socials.
Good evening, everyone. Matea here, and let's get into Let's Talk Socials. For those who don't know, there was a huge party over the weekend in Rock Sound for the famous homecoming the locals and tourists adore. Guests like Ancient Man, Keisha, Tarai Roll, Fanshawn, and so many more left the vibes on the stage. While most of the country's biggest parties and bashes happen in the capital of New Providence, the Family Islands are no exception to a good party. Check out these clips. This Easter weekend, many return to their beloved home islands to celebrate the joyous occasion with family over food, fun, and a concert like none other. Have you attended any homecomings this weekend? As a matter of fact, which island has the best homecoming? Let's stir the pot, shall we? Comment down below if you're watching via live stream. If not, scream it at your TV. I'm Matea, and this has been Let's Talk Socials. Have a great evening and a wonderful rest of the day.
Eleuthera definitely has the best homecomings. That's
You're really trying to start something tonight.
But, well, that does it for Access Now. Stay tuned, though, for the rundown.
Good night, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Good night.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
Good evening, and welcome to the Rundown on Leadership. I am your host, Ahmad Shah Thompson, CEO of Astute Talent Management, international speaker, executive coach, and most importantly, a leader who has been in the trenches, on the front lines, and in the boardrooms, helping organizations and people lead with power, purpose, and precision. This show is not just a platform, it is indeed a call to action. Every Thursday evening, we're going to have real conversations about what leadership looks like today and what it must become tomorrow. Let me be clear. We are in a global leadership crisis. From corporations to classrooms, from ministries to marketplaces, the call for courageous, competent, and character-driven leadership has never been louder. We're watching people burn out, back down, and break down under the pressure of a world that desperately needs them to rise up. And that's exactly why we're here. Because the truth is, leadership isn't just about having a title. It's about taking responsibility. It's about vision, integrity, accountability, and heart. It's about time we stop playing small with something so big. Each week on the Rundown on Leadership, we'll unpack lessons from the world's best leaders and learn from the ones who are still becoming. We'll explore success, failure, strategy, mindset, culture, and legacy. We'll hear from executives, educators, entrepreneurs, and everyday leaders who are doing extraordinary things. But more than anything, this is a space to awaken the leader within you. Whether you manage a team, lead a movement, or are just trying to lead your life better, this show is for you. So get ready. This isn't leadership theory, this is leadership in motion. And every Thursday night, we're going to run it down. Welcome to the Rundown on Leadership. Let's go. This evening, we shine a spotlight on the remarkable strides and persistent challenges faced by women in leadership roles. Over the past decade, women's representation in the corporate world has been seen notable growth. In 2015, women held 17% of C-suite positions. By 2024, that number has risen to 29%. This progress reflects the increasing recognition of women's capabilities and contributions at the highest levels of business. Yet, despite these gains, disparities remain. At the entry level, women constitute 48% of the workforce, but their representation diminishes as they ascend the corporate ladder, dropping to 39% at the manager level and further declining in higher executive roles. Interestingly, organizations with gender-diverse leadership teams report 25% higher employee satisfaction and retention rates. Moreover, companies with strong diversity, equity, and inclusion programs have at least 35% women leaders on average, compared to only 25% in companies with minimal or no DEI initiatives at all. However, challenges persist. Women CEOs are 45% more likely to be dismissed than their male counterparts, even when performance is comparable. Additionally, the engagement advantage women have in managerial roles is diminishing at senior leadership levels, potentially due to increased isolation and lack of support. These statistics underscore the importance of not only promoting women in leadership, but also ensuring they have the support and resources needed to thrive. Tonight, we are joined by a stellar example of woman in leadership, a woman who has taken a stance to use her femininity as a strategic leadership tool and create a legacy of formidable leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Ms. Vernice Joaquin to the Rundown on Leadership.
9 beautiful, talented, and outstanding ladies. 6 categories to determine 1 crown. From Abaco, Bimini, Cat Island, New Providence, Long Island, Exuma, Maguana, San Salvador, and Paradise Island. It's the 2025 Miss Teen Universe Bahamas pageant. Get your tickets today. Preliminaries Friday, April 25th at the Atlantis Theater, Paradise Island. $45 at eventbrite.com. And the grand finale Sunday, April 27th, also at the Atlantis Theater. Tickets $65 at bahamaseatickets.com. A special guest appearance all the way from India, the reigning Miss Teen Universe. It's a night that's set to be spectacular. Miss Teen Universe Bahamas 2025. Don't you miss it.
Is the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left.
Pizza.
A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
Mailboat service is a critical service to the islands of the Bahamas. Certainly, Andrews has always been there and dear to us. That's where we're born and raised. And so we play a crucial role in advancing the growth and development of Andrews. Customers want service and they want consistency. From the start, that's been our commitment. We work to sail on time every time. Our customers have come now to expect this from us. And one of the biggest challenges we've had was finding adequate funding. SPDC from the very start has been a lifesaver. My advice to young people, if you have a vision, a passion, an idea, go for it. Don't give up. It's not easy. If it was, everybody would be doing it. Be consistent and you'll get there.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lapinder.
Vernice Joaquin, what an esteemed pleasure it is to have you join us on this inaugural episode of the Rundown on Leadership. I thought it fitting, Vernice, to have this conversation around what it means to be a woman, a female in leadership, in this context, the world we live in today, in a world that purports that this is still a man's world.
Right.
Vernice, is it?
No.
Is it a man's world, Vernice? No. Unequivocally no.
No.
Let's start by understanding what that actually means. We have been told, made to believe that it's better when men do it. I know personally that is a falsehood.
It is.
It is an absolute falsehood.
It is.
As a female in leadership, Vernice, you're going to get into so much conversation this evening, but how do you define leadership from your perspective, and how has your definition of that word evolved over time?
Well, first of all, thank you for inviting me to your inaugural show. It's a pleasure to be here. For me, leadership really is about how do you harness the skills and the talent of the team, because a leader is useless without a team to help to effect the goals and objectives of the company. So if you are able to harness all of the skills across the entire organization toward that goal and forget about the separation of me as the boss and everybody else. It's this collective, it's the team. You get more out of your team. You really do. Because they feel as though you are vested in their effort, the success that the leader achieves is shared with them, and vice versa, quite frankly. And I always say to my team, you know, I can't be successful if you're not successful. If you're failing, how am I successful? So for me, it's all about recognizing that your team is going to be the key to the company being successful, and how you get them motivated behind the goals and the objectives of the company, get them to engage, get them to, you know, get excited. It's the key, and for me, that's always been my motivation. I love working with my team. I love being a part of a good discussion, and I want them to challenge me and to say, but Ms. Walken, I don't agree with you. Here's what I think. And you get surprised sometimes by the fact that your thought is not the right one, or not for this occasion, you know. People surprise you when you push them and allow them really to express their view, because very often on a particular subject on any given day, they may know more than you do about the particular issue. So I enjoy that, and I think that has served me very, very well across my entire life, working with the team and allowing them to participate in the meaningful discussions around what we're going to do.
Yes. Bernice, you mentioned something just now that many leaders struggle with right now. It's this, the syndrome I call nothing from me. It's a nothing from me syndrome. You're having this executive meeting, this tete-a-tete with your team members. You're having sip and chat with Bernice, but your team members are not giving you any information. They have shut down. They have nothing to say, nothing to add. There's no question to ask after the meeting. You said that you want your team to challenge you. You want your team to say, you know what, I disagree. Have you considered, what about have we done so and so? Why is it that so many leaders don't have that same ability? What is it that's causing them to suffer from the nothing from me syndrome?
I think for those leaders, there must be a level of insecurity. I'm not insecure. I know what I know, and I know what I don't know, you know? And I have the privilege of feeling as though it's important for me to surround myself with people who know what they know, so that I can benefit from that. I don't know everything. I cannot, and I accept that, and I appreciate that, and I recognize that it's important for me to allow my team to give me the benefit of their experience. They're dealing with whatever it is every day, and very often they know more about it than I do on any particular day. So I encourage them to speak, and you know, let's get together in the boardroom in 5 minutes and let's talk about what we're going to do about X, Y, and Z. And once you invite them to do that, they participate. They're excited to participate. They enjoy the discussion, and you're able to really get the best out of them. So any leader who's afraid of inviting their team to speak up and to challenge them, or to offer advice or suggest, not necessarily advice, but suggestions and whatnot, that's somebody who's insecure, in my opinion.
Yes, ma'am. And that insecurity certainly spills over into the organization.
It does.
I always say to my clients and the people in general, when you have to laud your leadership, over, I am the CEO, I'm the president.
You have to remind people.
Sir?
Yes.
Ma'am? Nobody believes you. And you don't believe yourself. Because if you have to announce every time you enter a room, every time you enter a space, that you are the leader of that space or that organization, they don't believe you, they don't act as such, and they have identified their real leader. That's a different discussion. Bernice, we're going to talk about an old age question. Do you believe that leaders are born or made?
I think to a material extent, leaders are born. And by that I mean that people innately have certain characteristics that would suggest that they will either be a leader or a follower. The degree to which exposure and training and all of that sort of harnesses that and focuses on what they, how they move, how they move forward, I think that's important. But I do think that mostly, I believe, people are born with the inherent ability to stand up, speak up, move forward, bring others along. I believe, generally speaking, that's my view. I believe you're born with it, and you sharpen it as you move along.
I agree with that. I feel like from a biblical perspective, we were born with this ability, this instruction rather, this command to be and do. Right? To be fruitful and to go multiply. I believe that we limit that be fruitful to procreation. But there's so much you can be in being fruitful. There's so much you can do as you multiply.
People. Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
When did you realize that Vernice Joaquin was going to be someone's leader?
You know, it's funny. Being asked that question is interesting for me because I never thought of myself that way. You know, when I went off to college, my goal was to learn foreign languages, come back and teach.
Wow. In the classroom?
In the classroom. I wanted to teach because I was very fortunate to have excellent teachers, and I wanted to teach. But in my senior year of college, I realized that I'm not sure I really want to teach. Now what do I do? Because I'm on a government scholarship, I'm bonded, I have to come back and work for the government, so what do I do? So I appealed to the Ministry of Education, and because I studied languages, they gave me two options. Foreign affairs, which was external affairs back then. That didn't sound very interesting, external affairs.
Indeed.
Or tourism. And I chose tourism because it just sounded more interesting.
Wow.
And so it was serendipity, it was God's will, however you want to characterize it, but that's how I ended up in tourism. And for me, my first 2 years in tourism was all about meeting people. I was a tourist information officer, reception services officer. Back then we used to have all these charters coming in from Europe, and so my job was to meet these flights, welcome people in French, Spanish, or German, give them guidance, any questions they had, answer their questions, etc. I did that for a couple of years, and I enjoyed it. But then I was given an opportunity to come into the main office, and then I ended up in the marketing department, and that's where I found my true love. Oh my God, I loved marketing.
Wow.
I loved everything about it, and my goal was really to advance in marketing, just to become the head of the marketing department. That was all that was my ambition. Yeah, that was it. My ambition was limited to that.
Yes.
But the way the Lord works, he was like, girl, you're joking. Let me tell you what you can do. Because then we had a change of government, and the new administration came in, and they changed up everybody. So they moved me from marketing and put me in the product development department, and I was so upset. Like, I was so upset. But it proved to be the best thing that could have happened to me, because you cannot properly market the product that you don't know and understand fully. So it opened my eyes to this whole spectrum of what the tourism industry in the Bahamas is all about, and what I could do to impact it, and it really changed my life. But in terms of answering your question about when did I know, I still didn't know, because I was just doing what I was enjoying doing. I was enjoying being in product development, and then I was given an opportunity to go into sales. So I transferred to Florida for a year and a half. That was at the Y2K period. And so I was in Florida for a year and a half because we had to get our whole team sensitized to the use of digital media now. No longer were we relying on travel agents to sell the business. We had to deal with the Expedias and Travelocities and all these new online travel agencies. So that was a whole thing.
So right here, Vernice, I want us to take a quick break, because what we're going to do is we're going to dive into this evolution of your career, how you evolved into the leader you are today, and also what does it mean, when we come back, Vernice, of course, to work in these roles and in these organizations that have been largely led by men. So when we come back, we're going to dive deeper into Vernice's journey as a leader, but we're also going to talk about how does a formidable woman do what only men should be able to do. Stay close.
9 beautiful, talented, and outstanding ladies. 6 categories to determine 1 crown. From Abaco, Bimini, Cat Island, New Providence, Long Island, Exuma, Maguana, San Salvador, and Paradise Island. It's the 2025 Miss Teen Universe Bahamas pageant. Get your tickets today. Preliminaries Friday, April 25th at the Atlantis Theater, Paradise Island. $45 at eventbrite.com. And the grand finale Sunday, April 27th. Also at the Atlantis Theater. Tickets $65 at BahamasEtickets.com. A special guest appearance all the way from India, the reigning Miss Teen Universe. It's a night that's set to be spectacular. Miss Teen Universe Bahamas 2025. Don't you miss it.
Hi everyone, when heading to Florida to shop for your essentials, book your transportation with GoGoFlorida.com. The $100 cash deposit is back now on your debit card. Accepted at Fort Lauderdale, Miami, Palm Beach, and Orlando. Now there are lots of options to choose from, but I like the Tesla X, the electric vehicle, because I don't have to worry about gassing up. Or the Jeep Compass seating 5 with lots of space for your luggage or shopping bags. For the best deals, book now at GoGoFlorida.com, BahamasAir.com, and also available at Bahamas Air Sales Office.
Exuma is the place for excitement at the National Family Island Regatta. April 23rd through 26th, tune into the ZNS network for Regatta Time. Sailors from around the country will gather in picturesque Elizabeth Harbor for the ultimate showdown, and we'll be right there. Don't miss Regatta Time, April 23rd through 26th at 4 p.m. right here on the ZNS network.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Welcome back to the show. We are talking with the Nassau Airport Development Company CEO, Vernice Joaquin. Vernice, what does leading like a woman mean to you? And is that a real thing? Is there such a thing as leading like a woman?
I suppose there is, because if you're a woman, you're going to lead like a woman. Mm-hmm. I mean, you know, that's a reality of our situation, right? But, you know, my personal experience with some of the challenges that women face as they get into leadership really started as I transitioned from sales, leading the sales organization, as we get closer to the events of September 11th. We had two catastrophes that happened around that time. One, our office building burned down.
Wow.
That's when the straw market fire
September 4th,
occurred.
I remember that.
September 4th. And then a week later, we had the events of September 11th in New York and Pennsylvania and so on. And it changed travel forever. What I found out about myself during that time is that women, by reason of our very nature as women, we are consolers, you know. The staff, everybody was devastated, myself included. I mean, I was devastated by the loss of our office, all of the files, the mementos, the history we had that we lost. It was sad, and I found myself feeling a little bit depressed. And so I spoke to, we had a clinical psychologist on retainer, and I spoke to him about it, Dr. Tim Barrett, God rest his soul. And I asked him, I said, why do I feel so sad about losing that building? I hated that building, you know. He said, because that was your home for all these years and you lost your home. So him saying that to me made me realize what the rest of the team would be feeling. And so it made me pivot to recognize that they needed to know that they were not alone in feeling what they were feeling. And that was important for me to do that because it helped me and it helped them, you know. And so just a hug, you know, just a word about, you know, everything okay, don't worry, we're in temporary accommodations, but we're working on fine, you know, that sort of thing. And when the events of September 11th happened, we had to pivot to, I mean, tourism changed. I had to galvanize the team to think. We had to forget about our sorrow and think about the world now is suffering and what happened in the United States. And of course, it impacted our business as well. So it was scary. But we managed to pull through. We actually won an award for a campaign we ran where we reached out to Americans and we said, your neighbors next door, you know, we're here for you. And they responded, and we won awards for that campaign. And so we did some creative things. And that's when I started to realize that I'm meant to be leading this team, because now they're looking to me for guidance on what do we do next, what would we doing, you know, so on and so forth. And that's when I got my first big promotion to Deputy Director General.
Wow.
Well, Ahmad,
yes,
that set some people off because it was the first time there was a female being promoted to that level.
In history? In
history.
Wow.
It was the first female Deputy Director General. And so that started chatter about, you know, is she going to be able to do the job? She's still so young. How did she get there? What did she do to get that job? You know, that sort of thing. All this stuff. And this was coming from women.
Wow.
That's what was so hurtful.
Wow.
It was coming from women. It was the men who really saw the value in what I was doing and promoted me into the position, but it was the women who were the detractors.
Wow.
So I had to reconcile that. Like, how in the world? Then, 5 years later, I was promoted to Director General, first female Director General. Oh, that was another setup.
Goodness.
What in the world? You know, how did she get that job? What's she doing? Who's she doing?
All of that.
All of that. So I had to, that's when I realized just how strong I was. And it was useful for me to have my mother to talk to about it, because I really couldn't talk to anybody else. And she encouraged me, and she would always say to me, God is in control.
Yes.
God is in control. God is in control. You had nothing to do with this. You did what you were doing. You showed up for work. You did what you had to do, but God is in control. Don't mind these folks. Don't mind what they say. And that got me through it, because it was very, very difficult.
Yes.
And so what I learned from that is that while I wasn't seeking those positions, I didn't have those ambitions at all.
Wow.
I just wanted to be the head of the marketing department, you know. But when you demonstrate that you're able to work with people, you're working with your team, you give them you know, the time and attention, allow them to give their input, their feedback, they feel as though you appreciate what they're bringing to the table, you get rewarded. You get rewarded.
Yes.
Even if you don't see that what you're doing is exceptional, somebody sees what you're doing. And that's how that worked for me. I did not seek to become the Director General. I never, that was beyond my dreams. Like, I never dreamed that. I just wanted to be the head of the marketing department.
Let me just stick with what I know, and I'll keep it moving. But Vernice, you talked about something that's very important. There's a young female leader right now who has ascended to the level of something. She is the first time as supervisor. She has just gotten this promotion as VP of something. She's now the director of something. But the people around her, the women around her, are belittling her, degrading her, berating her. What do you say to that young woman, to that person, to that woman anyway, young, old, indifferent? What is your advice? What counsel do you give to her right now?
I would say to her what my mom said to me and what I said to myself. God is in control. You did not give yourself that promotion. You worked for that promotion. You deserve that promotion. Ignore the noise. The noise will go away. Eventually, it goes away.
My grandma says it this way. She says, after 7 days, the story has changed.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
Wow.
And so just stay focused, ignore them, because what they want to do is to have you feel insecure, inadequate. No, don't give them that power.
Yes.
Do not give them that power.
Wow.
You stay focused on doing what you've been doing, and the noise will go away.
Eventually, yes.
It will. It will.
I had a leader one time, Vernice. Her name was Latoya Davis Kemp. She said to me, Ahmad, your ambition is going to cost you. And I immediately took offense to that statement. I was younger, I was sharp, I was going places, everybody told me so. Everyone said to me, you are going to be the next whatever. I was getting accolades everywhere, pats on the back all the time. And I was concerned about that. I needed that. There was a time in my life as a leader, Vernice, when if you didn't tell me good job, hold on. What happened in here?
Okay.
Right? And there's somebody right now, Vernice, dealing with that. That craves, that almost without it, they feel like they're going to fail or perish. But she said to me, your ambition is going to cost you because you are trying your best to skip necessary steps.
Yeah.
You want to just get there.
Get there.
Versus doing what is required to be there.
Right.
How do you handle that, Vernice? Because you said I didn't really have these ambitions.
No, I didn't.
But somebody saw in me what they thought was necessary to do this role.
Yeah.
How do you manage ambition with the pressure of representing for, because just because you're a woman doesn't mean you have to represent for all women?
Well, whether I like it or not, I guess so. But that's not my primary role. You know, I was very uncomfortable, to be honest with you. I was very uncomfortable with all of the noise about the first female.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm just a woman doing a job. Like, you know, I don't crave attention.
Yes.
I don't like it. You know, I tell you I need to learn how to say no to you.
Yes, ma'am.
But, you know, but the point is that you do need that reinforcement, but it's a question of do you crave it so much that if you don't get it, you start to doubt yourself? I think it's so important for people to know their own strength, to know their value. If you properly train, educate yourself, and so on, why would you doubt yourself?
Yes.
You know, you're in the position, you're doing the job, and you're doing a competent job. You should know that you're doing a competent job, and even if your immediate supervisor doesn't recognize it or tell you every day, good job, Ahmad, good job, Ahmad, know that you did a good job, Ahmad, because you completed the assignment, you maybe did a little bit more, and just stay steadfast, because sooner or later, you will get to where you want to get to. And I find that young people today are very impatient.
Indeed.
Very impatient.
Absolutely.
They want to get promoted tomorrow.
I started today.
I start today, and tomorrow I should be,
You know?
And life doesn't work like that.
It does not.
No, you really have to demonstrate your, and I always say to my team members too, work for the position you want. Don't just work in the position you are in.
Yes.
Demonstrate that you can do the job that's next for you, the next job up. And once you can work at that level, inevitably you'll get there. You will get it.
That is a stark contrast to we've been, what seems to be a cultural norm right now. A couple of months ago, the Holy Spirit gave me this concept of passive entitlement. I want what Vernice has worked decades for, but Miss, just give that to me. Because I've been around for a little while. I just come every day, I show up I go above and beyond. You just said to someone, you just said to the audience that they should work for the job they want or the job they have. That means working above my pay grade. That means doing what's not my job. That means doing, that means performing and doing.
Yes.
How do we, because you also referenced the generation, and I'm careful of how I categorize and describe them, because I want to speak life. Right? But the truth of the matter is there is a level of impatience and nowness that exists in the generations that are coming up. What advice do you give to someone that has their eye on a prize, but is not willing to or not realizing why it's necessary that they do this work to get there?
It's hard. And, you know, I think every leader struggles with this, with some members of their team that are really impatient for the next big thing. If I'm unable to convince you that the promotion you think you should get, you're not ready for it yet, then we have a problem. That means you have a problem because you're not believing me when I say to you, but you're not ready yet.
Yes, but I feel ready for this.
I know you feel ready, but you're not ready yet, Ahmad. Here's what else I need you to do.
Yes.
I'd like you to be able to do this assignment or that assignment, or go to do this course or that course. Ahmad, I want you to trust me when I say to you, you're not ready yet. So if you don't trust me that you're not ready yet, we have a problem.
Indeed.
And I don't know how to help you with that.
Yeah.
Other than if you have somebody in your life, your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, your husband, your boyfriend, whatever, who could say to you, you know what, your boss may be right that you're not ready yet. Assume that she knows what she's talking about because she's been there.
Done that.
Give it a minute.
Yes.
Do what she said, you know?
We are going to, we're going to come right back to this conversation, where we talk about that exact point, having the voices in your head, or the people, the influence around you that can tell you how to move forward. We are so in depth in this conversation about what it means to be a woman in leadership today. Stay close to this channel, to this conversation, because I guarantee you it's only going to get better from here. Stay close.
9 beautiful, talented, and outstanding ladies. 6 categories to determine 1 crown. From Abaco, Bimini, Cat Island, New Providence, Long Island, Exuma, Maguana, San Salvador, and Paradise Island. It's the 2025 Miss Teen Universe Bahamas pageant. Get your tickets today. Preliminaries Friday, April 25th at the Atlantis Theater, Paradise Island. $45 at eventbrite.com. And the grand finale Sunday, April 27th, also at the Atlantis Theater. Tickets $65 at bahamaseTickets.com. A special guest appearance all the way from India, the reigning Miss Teen Universe. It's a night that's set to be spectacular. Miss Teen Universe Bahamas 2025. Don't you miss it.
Hi, Phil Swift here for the Flex Seal family of flood protection products. Our flood protection products are specifically designed to work together in order to create multiple layers of super strong protection. All these windows, doors, seams, and openings have all been sealed up tight. Now there's a new way to protect your home or business from damaging floodwaters. Get the removable Flex Seal family of flood protection products.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exuma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is to do some work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass it along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that could take them further in life.
The internet isn't just for surfing. There's a sea of shoppers buying online, and you can connect with them on Tingsy. Tingsy is the SBDC's online storefront built for Bahamians. Take your business to the next level by selling to customers online, both at home and around the world. People want Bahamian things, and if you got things to sell, sell on Tingsy. Find out how you can connect with a sea of buyers by visiting tingsybahamas.com.
Welcome back. In our final segment, we're still posing leadership questions to NAD's CEO, Vernice Joaquin. Vernice, what do women in leadership still need but aren't given enough right now?
I think that the challenge for women leaders is that they are judged on the basis of their ability to not show emotion. So women are expected to be failed leaders because they show emotion, because they feel for their team members or their colleagues, their peers, and they're judged for that as not a good leader or not a powerful leader, not a strong leader, because we tend to be a bit more empathetic than our male counterparts. And I think that that is a fallacy because to a material extent, the ability to show empathy is a strength.
Yes.
That's a tremendous strength. When you can relate to your team at a fundamental human level, you're able to win their trust. They respect what what you can offer to them in terms of a listening ear or advice or whatever, and it creates a stronger bond and more loyalty. That's been my experience. So I think that women are generally judged on the basis of they are expected to be too emotional to do the job.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's not accurate.
When you live up to people's expectations of how you should show up, what is the risk at play in that reality, Vernice? When you are doing your best to do what you think I want you to do versus what you've been called to do or what you feel compelled to do as a leader, we're talking now to the leader who feels like they must put on for those in the room.
Yeah, but see, I've never subscribed to that.
Wow.
And listen, there's nothing special about me other than I'm my mother's child.
Yes.
But I'm my God's child.
Yes.
But I've never felt the need to be something I wasn't. And I think as a result of being able to speak my truth and to give my honest opinion and the unvarnished truth, sometimes I think I'm a little bit too forthright, a little bit too honest. But at the end of the day, you gain the respect of the people in the room. I'm not gonna, sugarcoat things, because if we're facing an issue or we have a crisis that we have to address, or we're having staff issues or whatever they might be. The fact of the matter is, you have to be honest.
Yes.
You have to be honest, because at the end of the day, you're not going to fix the situation or solve the problem if you're dancing around it or you don't want the boss to know that you haven't figured out yet what you're going to do about it. I tell the boss, I have not yet figured out what I'm going to do about this, but if you give me some time, I will figure it out.
Yes.
I'm not going to walk in and say, don't worry about it, it's all straight. No, why? No, because it's not true.
Yes.
And anything that could pop up to show that you were lying, that's not good.
It just might too.
It
just might.
See? So I think it's about being true to yourself, but also recognizing that there are times when sometimes the less you say, the better. Like, you don't have to say, you don't have to keep talking.
Yeah. That's a word.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes you don't have to.
Hush.
Yeah, just hush.
Wow.
If you haven't yet fixed the problem, and unless you get asked about it, why are you volunteering information until you can fix the problem? You don't have to keep talking. No.
Vernice, that is a word.
Shut up.
Hush your mouth every now and again.
Yes. Yes.
That blew my mind just now, because I think we often feel like the more we say, the more important we are, the more profound we are. Sometimes just hush your mouth.
Just hush.
Wow. Hashtag hush your mouth, y'all. Vernice, question for you. We're going to do a quick segue here. Do you believe that respect is earned or deserved?
Respect is deserved if it's earned. If you earn it, you deserve to have it.
Yes.
But if you don't earn it, why should anybody give you respect?
Yes.
I mean, fundamentally.
I get that, fundamentally.
Like, people respect the position, people respect, but at the end of the day, do they respect you as a human being?
Yes.
Have you earned their respect?
Yes.
Because you are decent, honest, kind, etc.
Yes.
If you are Miss Drama and you they can't count on you to tell them the truth about certain things, how are they going to respect you?
Yes.
They see you for who you are. Never assume that people don't see who you are.
Wow.
You show them every day who you are.
You demonstrate unequivocally
every day
exactly who you are. I say it this way, Vernice. I say that defining moments define your character.
That's correct.
And when the buck up go and the tough get go and all of that stuff, who you really are at your core shows up.
It does.
And when your teams cannot rely on you, depend on you, count on you, trust you,
when
they can't envision their future through you, there's a challenge.
That's a problem.
And I think we often get this whole earn, deserve, respect conversation mixed up, because I believe people should receive and should expect human decency.
Right.
Good manners, good morning, good afternoon.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But to act as though you deserve respect,
just because you have the position?
Just because you have the position.
No.
Just because your name is so-and-so, your title is so-and-so.
No.
When you show up like you deserve it, you act like you deserve it. And think about anyone you have ever witnessed, engaged, worked alongside, work along with. When they act like they know it all, what do? You retreat?
You retreat.
You put your hands up.
Yeah,
you know
walk
it all,
away,
boss? Do it
you
all.
handle it. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta stop talking.
Yeah.
That's a word. That's good.
Yeah.
Renee, as we come to the end of this segment, or the end of our conversation, as we start to wind down, what would you say is something that's quietly stealing away from leaders that we just don't talk enough about?
I think that for leaders, there's a lot of pressure to continue to do more. And sometimes as a leader you want to do more because you have goals. The company has its objectives and you want to achieve those and whatnot. And but if you are denying yourself your own sense of self, like you're not spending time with your family, you're not spending time with your friends, all you're into is work, work, work. I mean, I used to be like that.
Wow.
I spent some time like that, and then I realized I need to leave and go find me some time to be more of a sister to my brother, a daughter to my mom, a friend to my friends, etc. And so I think that leaders feel this sort of compulsion to do more and more and more and work harder and harder and harder. And particularly for women, because when you're launched into leadership, you feel like you have to constantly prove yourself. And so you give more and more and more and you lose yourself.
Wow.
Because all you're doing is giving to the work, giving to the company. You're not giving. What are you doing for yourself?
Yes.
Money is good. Let's not say money ain't good. Money is good, but money is not everything. At the end of the day, you have to realize that there's still only so many hours in a day, and if you deny yourself time for yourself, time for your friends, family, and so on, you're not going to be your best self.
Yes.
So you're pushing yourself, and I think leaders push themselves way beyond what they ought to in many respects, because you have to strike that balance and you have to let because every boss has a boss.
Yes.
You have to let your bosses know, 7 o'clock, I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, all the best.
Or whatever.
Yes.
Because you cannot work 20 hours a day, every day, and expect that you're going to be a good human.
Yes.
You're not taking care of yourself, you're not being, no. And I think that's what it is. I think trying to do more and more is killing us.
Yeah.
Really
do you think people struggle with guilt around that?
Yeah. I think some do.
Yeah.
I think, again, it's about expectations. People expect me to work hard, and if I, leave the office at 5 o'clock, they think she do not. Right.
Wow.
Well, I leave the office at 5 o'clock.
All the best. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will come.
Yes, I'll see you tomorrow.
And if I'm supposed to be
and if I have to, and I might do a couple of things from home.
Sure.
But I going home.
Yeah.
So
indeed.
And that's the privilege of having worked for as long as I have.
Yes.
I know what I'm capable of. I know that I put in everything I need to today, and I go home.
Yeah. Go home.
Yeah.
Hush him out and go home.
Hush him out and go home.
These silent blessings, Vernice. Our final question for you tonight, Vernice. What is one leadership truth you believe, even if it's unpopular?
One leadership truth I believe, even if I think you have to show kindness. I know that it's expected that leaders are supposed to be, abrupt, definitive, clear, sharp, move on. No, show kindness.
Show kindness.
Show kindness.
Demonstrate humanity.
Demonstrate that you are a human being.
Wow.
You're a human like everybody else on your team.
Yes.
And if they can see that humanity, they respond to it. It is so much more powerful, Ahmad, than the curtness or the, silence or, I don't even answer you when you speak to me. No, I speak to you first. I want to know how you're doing. I want to know how your kids are doing. Everything good. Your little boy was sick last week. Everything okay now? And the degree to which you can show that humanity genuinely.
Yes.
Genuinely.
Yes.
Your team will respect it.
Wow.
They will appreciate it. And they will respond very positively to it and give you everything they have.
The best they have.
Yeah.
This has been such an enlightening conversation, Vernice, because I think we have done the work to deconstruct this notion that it is a man's world or not. This notion that because I am a woman, I must lead with, I'm going to be too emotional.
I must look like a man.
I must look like a man. I must do like a man.
No.
I must do, versus demonstrating kindness, leading with humanity. You are first and foremost a human being.
Right.
They didn't hire a robot or a process to lead this team or lead that team. They hired you to be what they wanted to be in that moment. People saw in you, Vernice, a talent and an ability that you hadn't seen. But somebody said, you know what, hold on. And by the way, you became the first and the first and the first. All three. History in the making, ladies and gentlemen. I believe that we also be cautious about the message behind that. I'm not saying to you that the only way to be a female in leadership is to be the first.
No, absolutely
That is far from the truth.
No.
The fact is, though, in some cases, you will be the first. And if you get the privilege of being the first, you must not be the last.
Right.
In anything you find, whether you are male, female, if you find yourself as the first anything, your job is to create the next and the next and the next of that same thing, if not better. Because leadership is about legacy, it's about future, it's about planting a seed that you know for sure you will never be able to eat from. You will never be able to eat the fruit of that labor, because if you're doing it right, if you're a real leader, your concern is what will the leader 40 years from now be faced with after having been in this chair for however long a length of time you were there. Leadership is not about position, it's not about your accolade, it's not about your title, it is about what you will do when you get there, demonstrating humanity, leading with humanity. Are you okay? Is everything okay? Clock out and go home. 5 o'clock, tell the people you can sit on tomorrow. I can guarantee you, as long as you're supposed to be in tomorrow, you can be there. Bernice say, shh, shh, hush. Sometimes you can stop talking, so you gotta run your mouth. This has been an incredible conversation, Vernice. Thank you so much for the opportunity to get to know you a bit more, to understand your perspective on leadership.
My pleasure.
We have, I believe, definitively determined it is indeed not a man's world. The world is better with women in it, for Lord's sake.
Thank you.
I can tell you that. This, ladies and gentlemen, has been the Rundown on Leadership. Be sure to stay locked on to the ZNS network for the Bahamas tonight at 11 p.m. It's the final newscast in the country with the latest news and information with Royston Jones. For all of us here at ZNS, I am Madusha Thompson. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
After 66 steps, I'm Matea Cunningham. This is ZNS.
A history so rich.